we're going to do this, and we're going to do this right, and we're going to do this right now. All right? Okay, so seriously, though. Hello, everybody. Oh, hey, Greyheart and Ox. Actually, anybody's welcome in. Let me put I forgot to pin the link. So let me do that real quick before I say hello to everybody that was wonderful enough to come on so far. There we go. How you doing tonight, Jenny?
I'm all right. How are you?
You know, I am not too bad. Work's been a little crazy, but I'm not bad. It's good. We've been having a lot of fun, too. We laugh a lot.
I'm just a little shell-shocked. I only got 2 hours of sleep last night, and then I had cardio rehab today, and so I had to ride a stupid stationary bike for an hour and that kind of junk.
What happened to the treadmill?
No, I don't do treadmill.
Oh, I thought you were doing the treadmill before you were doing the bike.
No, there's 2 types of bike. There's an upright, which I'm doing now, and there's a recumbent.
Yes.
Which I was doing. I still do it, but that's what I started with.
Oh, so it's like a build-up thing, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. I can dig it. That's awesome. That's awesome. How far did you get on? I hate the stationary. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I would rather be on a treadmill than a stationary bike any day of the week. Seriously. Oh, I got distracted. Hold on. Tobin, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and wish everyone watching and on the panel, and as well you, is doing fabulous.
I'm doing fabulous. I really am.
Awesome.
I had a good weekend, but I'll get into that in a minute. See, I got distracted again, but I caught it that time. Fucking ADD shit. Vanta, how you doing, honey?
I am tired as fuck, but I'm living.
I bet. Tell them how much you've been working.
I have done almost 40 hours of work in 3 days.
So I have so been there.
Yeah, we had the fun situation of the night shift being non-existent, so I had to pick up the slack. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
That was fun.
Well, that's delightful.
What kind of work?
We call it a switcher. So I'm moving stuff around at a terminal for loading and unloading and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
so you got to be on point and pay attention, right?
Yeah.
That's tough work, too.
And then they double you up and make you exhausted. That's smart.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's great. I used to have a job kind of like that. When I worked at Amazon, and I was a switcher in their yard at a big warehouse. I used to work half a day Wednesday in the afternoon, and then work 3 12s. And then we were off but it was great. We were off for 3.5 days. It was totally fucking worth it.
Yeah.
So it was good fucking pay, and it was amazing. Like I could every week I could go camping if I wanted to. I could do anything I wanted because I had 3.5 days off every week.
So you're one of the people who's responsible for Jeff Bezos having such an unequal share of the economy in his own pocket.
No, not real. I mean, yeah, sort of, but not really. No, see that shift was when I first worked there. I didn't work for Amazon directly. I worked for it was called Mesco Spotting Service, and they spot trailers. And I was working there and got hired for the new project of going over. They contracted with Amazon. Then Amazon decided to take over the yard and killed their contract and paid thousands and thousands of dollars to kill this contract early. And I mean, I don't even know how much, like 15 to 30,000, somewhere in there, I believe. So they paid all this money to kill the contract with Mesco, and I was the only one they hired in. And they were only going to hire in 2 of us, and the one guy had a seizure and he wrecked his car, and so they weren't about to hire him. Yeah, it was horrible. He's such a good guy too. But anyway, so then they hired me in, and I started working like I think it was a 4 to 5 day work week. And I was like, oh man, what happened to my 3.5 day weekend?
The most interesting schedule I got to have with a place that I worked, we would do 3 on and then 4 off. So it's like half of your year you were off. We just worked 12-hour shifts. You'd be 3 on 1 week and then 4 days the next week.
Yeah, so it balanced out, right? That's kind of how this was. They just split that day in half.
Yeah.
But it was cool because on Wednesday I didn't have to get up early. So I only had to get up early 3 days a week. Because Thursday we started, I think we did, what did we do? 6 to 6, I think it was, or a 7 to 7. I think it was a 6 to 6. So on our half days, yeah, it was a 6 to 6. On our half days, we came in at noon because we were the back half of the week. And they had to get up for 4 days in a row. And we only had to get up early 3 days. And I'd sleep on Wednesday and be like, oh, I don't know. Do I want to go to work? Okay, let me go. You know, I just took my time getting ready. I'd eat and wouldn't even have to take lunch with me. But yeah, so there you, when you work in Amazon's yard, they have set times every hour and a half or something like that, or every 2 hours, depending on the warehouse and stuff. They have set times that those trailers have to come out of the door. And so some people will get there early and sit in front of their trailers and just chill in their trucks. And then they're going to pull those trailers we don't have to worry about. So they don't put the moves. They put moves in, and we had this look like a cell phone. And we pick it up and say, yeah, we're going to do it. And then what spot we put it in and complete it, you know, and then we pick up the next one. So, but during our shift, wow, that's really loud, Jenny. During our shift, it was only, we only worked out of every hour, we worked about 40, 45 minutes. And then we had like a 20-minute break every fucking 15 to 20-minute break every hour. Because then we just had to wait. You know, okay, we did our job, we're done. We get it done fast, and then we could just sit there and chill. So the busiest day we ever had, I worked 7.5 hours out of a 12-hour shift, and I moved 103 trailers. I was telling Vanta about that, but now I'm telling Tobin because Tobin doesn't know that story. Yeah, so that was my busiest day, and average was about 80, 85 trailers a day for me. Shift.
Yeah, for me, it's not. I don't move a lot of them. It's more about the amount of work we need to do per trailer.
Do you work in a rail yard or where?
No, the thing is where I work for. Oh, how to best describe it? Basically a partner to Praxair. So we move a lot of gases.
Oh, Praxair, the gas company. Oh,
yeah. So it's.
That's a whole different ball of wax. We used to you know, drive crazy around the yards. We had empty trailers or fucking Amazon shit. Who cares? But no, gas. You better be fucking careful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't really matter.
Business
as long
right
as,
there.
Yeah,
it's just hazmat. It's nothing special. As long as you don't do anything stupid, it doesn't really matter what you drive.
It's just hazmat. It's fine if it blows. It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Most likely it will blow off the sides of the trailer. I'm in the front pulling it. It's fine.
But honestly, if it blows, it's not my problem anymore. So it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Because if it blows, it's going to be a big explosion.
We got all our gas for our shop at Praxair.
Yeah, but basically it's a companion over here to Praxair, and we load up for the entire country for spreading it out across the country from here. And sorry, Jade.
Yeah, because I almost spit my coffee out. That's why.
Yeah.
I said it was very close. Like it was right there. Yeah. Like
but anyways, we load up. I think it's in total per day. I think it's 15 transports that we handle. But it's just that everyone takes a lot of time to handle, to secure a thing right, to get it sorted and all that kind of stuff.
So are these the big tanks, or you have a variety of sizes that you guys ship?
We have cylinders mostly that we load up.
Oh my God, they're the biggest pain in the ass.
Yeah, they are.
Because you have to strap them into the thing and make sure you got that person's order right, and then put them up there and then strap that into the truck, and it better be a certain way because
Yeah.
Whenever I was staying in Florida, I was watching TV, and then they had one of these broadcasts where they interrupted the broadcast, and the news came on, and they were showing one of the places there, warning people don't go over to this place. One of the propane places, the tanks were blowing up. They actually had the explosion happen, and it was just happening over and over.
Well,
And
because it was
like
heating up the next tank next to it, and then the next tank next to it. That's why.
Yeah, and you could see them. They would explode, and they would be shooting up into the air. Like I was seeing an aerial shot from a helicopter. It was pretty wild. It was serious.
The thing is, for me, propane is probably one of the ones I worry the least about at my job, because it's low pressure containers, and you really do need the fire and the heat to make them pop. But then you got acetylene, which you slam it hard once and it can pop by itself.
Which we call over here acetylene.
Acetylene.
Yeah,
sorry.
which is goes with the oxygen for welding.
Actually, you have 4 different kinds of gases for welding, depending on what sort of welding you do.
I thought it was well. I'm talking about oxyacetylene.
Acetylene makes for really exciting moments when you get a flashback down a hose.
Yeah, it does.
I bet.
You can have oxygen, and you can have bison, and you can have argon, and you can have something else. I can't remember. I think it's Corgan as well you can use. So the different combinations of gases, those for different kinds of welding.
Right.
These are inert gases to set up a neutral field of gas around a weld that's going on. Different materials need different fields of chemical.
Thank you. That explains that. I just knew there were different kinds of them, different combinations.
Yes. MIG welding and TIG welding.
Yeah. Honestly, the thing I am the most worried about is oxygen, because it needs so little to blow.
It really does. Yeah. People don't understand. They think, people think like, oh, acetylene. Oh, that's dangerous. Oh, CO2, that's dangerous. But then they don't think that compressed oxygen, it's compressed gases. All of those that are in those cylinders are compressed gases. We had an EMT one time. She was a brand new EMT basic, newer than me, and I had only been an EMT for like 9 or 10 months when I started this job. And so she was brand new, and she dropped a fucking O2 cylinder on the ground right after she had filled it, and knocked the top off of it, and it went shooting across the fucking ambulance bay. And I don't know how, but it missed everything. And it hit a concrete wall and bounced and went over and hit another concrete wall and then stopped.
I have seen them go through a concrete wall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the only reason it didn't is because it had to travel so far across the fucking warehouse. I think that's the only reason. But it took a chunk out of the concrete. And somehow when she dropped it just wrong. But she dropped it just right that it missed the people standing there, missed like 3 ambulances, missed the door, hit the concrete wall, went up behind the ambulance that the mechanic was working on, hit the other concrete wall, and missed the mechanic. Like, you couldn't have fucked up any better. It's the only reason she kept her job. If she would have hit any of those things, she would have been gone.
The funny thing is, those are not the highest pressure cylinders you have. Nitrogen
those I'm talking about the little small ones, and it still took a chunk. That big out of just the ones that they put on the back of the gurney.
I can't recall if oxygen is 70 bars or 200 bars. It's one of the two. Nitrogen is at 300.
God damn.
Yeah. So if that blows, if that blows, it goes.
That's my point. Like, people don't even realize oxygen is at that kind of pressure. Could you imagine the other stuff? So think about that shit before you play with it. You will lose a hand, face, eye. I don't know. You're gonna lose.
For those of you in the chat who don't know about these things, 1 bar is approximately 14 psi. So just multiply it by 300, and that's how much pressure you got going. It's pretty scary shit.
So 4,200 psi.
Yeah.
Right.
So nitrogen is usually stored at 4,200 psi then.
And by the way, your tires on your vehicle are somewhere between like 25 and 40 common.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. Right.
But
which can also blow and do some serious damage.
Oh yeah.
Even at 25 pounds. So
You think of it like this: tractor trailer tire, and Vanta knows this, I'm sure. A tractor trailer tire is 105 psi for the steer tires.
oh, no kidding.
And 100 psi for the rest of them. It's supposed to be 105, but most of the companies put them at 100 psi. And so when those blow, literally, one of my ex's was driving down the highway, and the guy's tire blew right next to her and smacked her windshield and just busted it in.
and
she
so
was
you have
busted her whole windshield, and she had a tire in her lap. Couldn't see what the fuck. She almost fucking died. And amazingly, she only had minor abrasions from it because she turned her head like that, and she did like that. So she had minor abrasions on her arms and her face, and that was it. It was fucking amazing. She lived through that.
Yeah, and then you have the over here we have basically everything is air suspension and air brakes. So if those pop, when you have perhaps up as closer to 12 bars in them, so close to 290 psi in them.
Yes,
they pop rather well.
Yes, they do.
And we had I actually quit a while back, but we had a guy who was standing between two trailers, between two trucks, when the air suspension blew.
Did you shit your pants?
That guy actually got a concussion from it.
Oh wow, really? I've never been that close to one.
It bounced between two walls. He was standing there, so he got slammed by it, and and then he decided it was a good time to drive home.
In the early days of fuel ejection, it was all mechanical. Kugelfischer and who are those Italian guys? Spica, I forget who. An Italian company. They built these little fuel distributors that were belt driven, and it would take the fuel in and pressurize it to head downstream to the injectors, which were activated by pressure. When the pressure got up to a certain point, the injector opens, sets a spray, the pressure drops, and it closes. And some of those pumps are putting out at like it's like 1,400, 1,800 pounds of pressure. And that much pressure on gasoline is fucking scary. If it lets go in a hot engine compartment, you're gonna have a pretty big fire pretty quick.
Actually, Jenny, with modern diesel engines, you have twice that pressure.
Yeah, but it's diesel. It takes it's wax.
But still, it's the pressure is what kills you, not the.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, putting things under pressure that can do, even like using water. I had a scab on the top of my shin, and I was using a pressure washer and cleaning the sidewalks and stuff, and I had debris getting up on my legs, and I decided to take the water pressure hose and I was just gonna give it a tap. I gave it a tap, and it hurt so bad.
Did it cut you?
Yeah, it peeled some. I didn't do extreme damage, but I will definitely remember that time and will never use it to try to clean myself
back?
Off.
Is that what you said?
I had a scab and it totally blew that off. Yeah, and it peeled some skin, just the top part.
Man, if you worked at my shop and I saw you do that, you would have been fired up instantly.
I want to say, wait a minute. I want to say really quick, Brain Bug. I was about to do this. Under pressure. Under pressure. I was just thinking that. I was waiting for a break.
May I ask a question?
Baby.
Ask. Who?
Vanta, I love your name. What does it mean, Vanta Blue?
It's just a play on Vanta Black, honestly, in the original, and I choose blue because, well, it has some meanings. I felt it fit.
What's a Vanta?
Black?
Vanta Black is the blackest black you could find for a long while. It's 99.995% of all light absorbed.
So Vanta Blue is the darkest blue?
The bluest blue, rather.
The bluest blue. Interesting. Okay.
there is actually one even blacker black now than the Vanta black, but anyway.
Yeah. Rock on. Okay.
I
Dan,
seen
YouTube is really fucking up tonight. Really?
Yep.
Shit.
I still can't get the
It's
stream
either
to
that
go.
or StreamYard, one of the two. Because I mean, on my end, everything looks fucking perfect. Everybody's good. Tobin's got that little slight delay, which, by the way, Tobin, is much, much better. And I can see you
Awesome.
clear and everything. So whatever you did, good job.
Yeah, I can't see
Good
any
job.
issues from Tobin, which is rather nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Because usually him and Randy were like the junk shop pixelated kings of the internet there for a while. Now it's just Randy. Poor Randy.
I'd say it might actually be a issue on the net, on the YouTube side.
Really. Sandy said that she shut it down totally and reloaded, and she's good. So if you guys want to try that.
Yeah, no. Not me. Not later, perhaps. If more things mess up. Actually,
Yeah.
I want to get back to something. I said that oxygen is the most scary thing we have. I want to take a story from Italy. A couple of years back, I don't know how many. What they do know about that day is it was a hot day.
You're blinking
Also-
now.
I'm blinking.
Blinking like Lincoln.
What?
Okay,
Yo.
try it again.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing some issues with StreamYard as well.
Oh, now you're clear. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, a story from Italy a couple of years back. I can't done on a year. What they do know is it was a hot summer day, middle of summer, and it was a tanking truck trailer that connected to some system to charge the system basically. And what they think happened is the connection wasn't perfectly sealed.
Right.
And I think the guy that was doing the refueling might have dropped one sweat drop on the connection. There was nothing left. And I mean nothing left of the truck or the person. It was just a crater. A single
Seriously?
a single drop of sweat was enough to ignite the oxygen. That's how scary liquid oxygen is.
Okay,
So-
that's worse than I ever thought. So now I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
wow, right now.
So that's why I think oxygen is honestly one of the scarier things we have because it takes so little for it to just go.
What do you guys think? Speaking of fun, weird things, what do you guys think of? Okay, the solar system, and you have how our lightning comes off. For anybody that doesn't know, it goes up and down, right? Goes into the atmosphere and down to the earth all the way from the above the clouds. So what do you think of the idea that basically we are like a conductor? The earth is.
The Earth is conductive, right? I mean, that's why lightning
We're a conductor,
strikes,
right.
Right? Because
In a way, yes.
Hmm?
Yeah, go for it, Tobin.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are because
I think I
the
finished
lightning
my
just,
thought. Yeah,
like,
it's
it's-
conductive.
when you
It's
see it up and
negative.
going up and down, it's when it's trying to balance out, right?
I can be wrong though. I'm not totally sure on that, but I think so.
Okay.
What I
It was
do,
an interesting thought to me. Somebody brought up to me, and I thought, I never thought about it like that.
Water is definitely.
We are living on a
conductive.
big superconductor.
Water would just absorb electricity.
what I can't help but think about is the magnetic field we have around the Earth, and how at times it snaps and just shoots particles basically behind us.
We're
That's
losing
incredible.
every fourth word on you. Damn it.
Oh, lovely.
Kick yourself out and come back in.
Yep.
See if that usually clears it up. Because I don't like kicking people out. I'll kick you down in the basement for a minute to fuck with you and bring you back, but I don't want to kick you off. Oh shit. There's a video of that on YouTube, huh, Ox? I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that yesterday, and I was like, I never I don't know. I just never thought about it like that. I never thought about it as just a superconductor, but that's what we are. Pretty interesting. Anyways, you were going to say, Vance, try again.
Let's see. Can you hear me now, or is it still fucked up?
No, you sound great.
Oh, lovely.
Cute and
What I was
sexy.
thinking.
Right back to it.
Yeah, I can try. But anyway, I was thinking about the magnetic field around the Earth, and it does get. We have like layers of it basically, and they do get charged, and at times they pop and spew stuff behind us. So in that way, we basically we are gathering stuff and just conducting it in pulses behind us.
Right.
So in a way, we are a conductor.
Greyheart Labs said, considering how electrons work, I am not shocked, really.
He should be.
Maybe not shocked, but you should be smacked for that one. Just saying. And not in a fun, kinky way either. Hold on. I'll get it for you, Sunshine. Otherwise known as my little brother. My little brother. What happened to what?
I think Jade is right. We do have a lot of empty-headed humans as an insulation.
Empty-headed humans to form an insulation. You know, it's probably true. Maybe that's why we get struck by lightning so much.
Must be.
So all we're good for is conducting we're just we're electrically driven anyways. Why wouldn't lightning strike us? No,
Mostly
Cadence, not we didn't mean we're gonna start talking kinky. No, honey, calm down.
Or don't.
Yes, Sprainbug, correct. Yeah, the iron core is magnet. Yeah, but I just never thought about it like that. You know, I never just sat there and thought about the electricity in the sky. It's just never anything I was ever interested in and thought about until somebody brought it up, and I just went, "Oh shit, I never thought about that." Hello, Papa.
I just popped in. I reloaded like 5 times. I just popped in to help.
Yeah, I don't know what. It's fine on this side, so it's got to be StreamYards or YouTube. One of the two. Yes, we are Moist Sprainbug. It is true.
I don't know.
There are a lot.
The live chat as well. I don't know. I can't see. Is it working?
Yeah, it's fine over here.
I can hear you.
Oh, you just got all
robotic.
staticky, Tobin. Check your mic connection, buddy.
I said it earlier. I think I'll poke at it again. I might actually be on something on the connection in internet in general.
Question 1, 2, 3 for the chat. Type 1, 2, 3. Can they actually hear us? Because they must be able to see. It must be a British thing. I don't know. Obviously, Brainbug can hear us, see us. Like
Apparently, they can hear us.
Right.
The stream just went hog wild. That is a fact.
Right.
So what's up, Math Pig? How's your testicular stuff?
You can see my shared screen.
Yeah, I'm putting it up right now.
Right, this is like 6 reloads.
Really?
Yeah, swear to fuck. Every like 10 seconds, I'm hitting reload, and that's what I'm getting.
Damn. I bet you it's
same on my side.
I bet you it's StreamYards. Has anybody go check out someone else's stream and then come back and let me know if.
Well, it couldn't be
if it's YouTube or
StreamYard.
not.
It wouldn't be StreamYards, because if it was a StreamYards problem, then people wouldn't hear us anywhere because you're using StreamYards.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, so it's definitely YouTube. Never mind. Don't go check. I got Mr. Perfect producer over here, professional guy who knows all this shit.
That's just logic.
I closed the tab and loaded a fresh tab. I did not hit refresh. And you're not having any problems now, Sandy? Yeah, she's saying to open up a whole new tab. And that's what she said. That's what she did, and it's working. So,
No difference for me.
huh? Don't know, guys. Have no control over it. Everybody, email YouTube. Tell them it's fucking up. Fix that shit. I bet you tomorrow I'll get another. Jenny just ditched us. I bet you tomorrow I get another email saying sorry about the issues, like I did last time they fucking did this shit.
I was talking about you earlier, Vanta, to a person outside of the community, And we're making a sex joke or whatever, and I says about getting a cage, and they're like, "Who would own a cage?" And then I just giggled, and I just was like,
Well, I don't own one personally, but I might have.
I mentioned Cadence, and then I was talking about the stream that I had with Cadence, and then I was saying it got really good fun when their partner joined as well. It just like Stephen was over in the corner. Remember Rib? Stephen, Silent Port? I was like, he was over in the corner going, "What the fuck?"
Testing one,
Hey.
2, 3.
Yeah, Jenny,
Okay,
we
yeah.
can hear you. Just so you guys know, Sandy said, hold on. Sandy said she's using Firefox and not Google Chrome. That might be why she's not having a problem.
Method, I said testes 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Testes.
Testes, yes.
Yes.
Not testing. Testes.
No,
Did you
testes
figure it out?
1.
Were you able to figure it out?
Nope.
You're very crackly, Tobin. That's
Yeah,
electric.
your
Tobin,
mic or something's still
Tobin.
off, honey.
Tobin, that's electric feedback. Take your jack out, wipe your jack, and put it back in again.
B, I have to go.
Right?
Okay, honey, go. That's fine.
My battery's on its way out. So
Okay, well, thank you for coming.
I
And
enjoyed
I
it
love
with
you.
you guys. We'll see.
Nice shot of the Mississippi earlier.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Bye, all.
Stay safe.
Bye, honey. I missed something about cages. Fuck.
You should be in one, Cadence.
Firefox didn't help either for Vanta. Well, you know, I guess we'll just move on and hope
The
you
funny
guys will
thing
just have to deal with the audio, video going in and out. As long as you can hear us, I guess I'm not going to freak out too much. The best part about this is my voice, along with Math Pig's accent. So we'll be fine.
The funny thing is when I said about the cages and mentioned that Vanta come in, they were well, that's a bit, they were like, oh, well, nah, no. I think actually the phrase they used was fair enough. Was fair enough. And I was like, yeah, that's the tamest thing. She also has high heels that you can't wear unless you're on your knees. What? That doesn't work at all. It was quite funny.
Thank you,
Oh,
Judy. The
poor
cat
funny
waved
little
at you
people.
too.
Saying that, the same person I had to explain what polyamory was as well. They're like, B's making this face. B in real life, people.
Who did you have to explain polyamory to?
A person in real life, just having a conversation with. At work.
Oh, at work. Oh, wow.
Poor normies. Poor vanilla people.
Right?
A really Christian guy at work. Somebody made a wank joke the other day, and he got very no. It was like, come on, there's 4 guys. It's basically the locker room. They're all making, and he gets very no, don't do that at all. I was like, man, you're fucking nearly 60. You've got a wife and 2 kids and stuff. I was like, anybody tells me they're not a wanker, they're a liar. And I just walked away.
Yeah, everybody has done that. Most of us have done it before we hit 15, 16 years old. That's bullshit. Anybody that says I have never masturbated is a fucking liar.
Well, you see,
Bottom line.
Well, you see, he's a born-again Christian. So I think what he was trying to put across is that he doesn't do it anymore. I think that's because he's told me that before in his back in the day sort of stuff.
Oh, well, thank God for being born again, man.
For smoking them funny, wacky tobacco, as he calls it and all.
Oh,
Yeah, he
poor
shouldn't be
thing.
in the stream. So I just jumped on for tack help. So.
It's the devil's lettuce. Toon, 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 toon. Ooh. That's all I have to say.
Oh well.
It's the devil's lettuce. I love the devil's lettuce. It's great, man. It helps with like cataract or glaucoma, pain,
When I went to the
inflammation,
doctor, I was in fucking triage.
cancer.
When I was in 3 hours on fucking Saturday, and they were asking me this, that, and the other, and all the rest of it, like, what's wrong with you? What's your symptoms? And this, that, and the other. They're like, have you been drinking? Have you been smoking? How many cigarettes do you drink? And all that there. And at the very end of it, I was like, oh, well,
You drink cigarettes?
No. How much do you drink? You're an asshole. I also said to them that I smoked weed as well. And they were like, well, everybody has their vices. Be honest with the fucking doctor. Like.
No, yeah, I wouldn't lie to my doctor. When people ask me, you know, what have you? Yeah, I smoke pot. I won't do it for like a CDL kind of physical because that's fucking stupid. But
Just a bit.
yeah, but
I'm
my
gonna
regular
take 4
PCP,
vials.
they know everything about me.
I'm going to take
Nope.
4 vials of your blood. I'd also like a piss sample.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're definitely going to know that I smoke weed if you're taking 4 vials of blood and a piss sample.
Word.
And they're doing that quite regularly over the course of. I think it was total 26 hours from when I went and arrived at A&E to I actually got admitted and got a bed. Was 26 hours.
Ouch.
Damn it. Damn free healthcare. Hey, you know what the kicker is? Here,
Man, if I'd added up what I owe, if I was in America, you'd be wet, you know.
oh, I know, dude.
More working. I would have to work a hell of a lot more than 26 hours to pay back in America what I would have, you know, went through. Like,
You absolutely would. Let me give you, for instance. So first of all, I want to say that just to make you feel a little better about the wait time, we have people that, because our healthcare system sucks so fucking much, and the hospitals are so greedy and really don't care about people, and they're worried about the money they're bringing in. I have, as an EMT, picked someone up at their house, taken them into the emergency room. It was not an emergency, and they left them sitting on a gurney that we had to move them onto off of our gurney for 6 or 8 hours.
oh,
And that was brought in by an ambulance.
yeah. I've done that too. That was the last time I had shingles. They left me in a corridor with a dry IV in my fucking arm for about 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
And then they said, we have to keep you in for observation. And I was like, right, but where are you keeping me for observation? Well, we don't have a bed, so you're staying here. What,
Oh my God.
you mean in the corridor beside the old man that you just caught his IV and he wet himself? Yeah, you're going to leave me here. Please take the IV out of my arm. I am ringing my mother. She is taking me home. That's how that time went. And this time I told them the same, only we lied because I'm now over 18 and I wasn't allowed to drive because my temperature was 38 degrees centigrade. Now, if anyone knows centigrade to Fahrenheit, that's 1 degree above the average body temperature. So I'm classed as having a temperature and wasn't allowed to drive myself to the next hospital. That they had to move me to get a specialist.
That's stupid. That's a little.
Honest as
Wow.
fuck, man. It's because it moves into a different barrier and it's they're under my care. You know, I'm under their care and this, that, and the other. And there's a 2 hour window for ambulances. So every single time I asked, I'm told 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. And I arrived at 5:30. I got seen by the triage nurse quite soon. Like I walked in, signed myself in. I walked into the toilet, walked out of the toilet, and they were like, Robbie McCutcheon. And I was like, brilliant. Fucking brilliant. This is the fastest time ever. Took me in, did the triage, and then put me in another waiting room where there's about 25 to 30 other people. There's 2 doctors, there's 6 nurses. It's a Saturday night. It's 5:30, right? And I'm in there, I think before I got seen was maybe 12:15, 12:30. At 11 o'clock, they put a sign on the window between the emergency accident and emergency department where they have 8 cubicles and
Yeah.
the waiting room. They put a sign up, handwritten. Average wait time will now be 8 hours. We are working a 3 hour situation. There was a load of drunk people had a fucking row and beat the shit out of each other. And I'm sitting waiting for painkillers, and all I can hear is a drunk ass motherfucker down the back going, I've taken so much drugs, I've taken cocaine, I've taken this, that, and the other. There's another old fucking man who's a drunk trying to sneak out, who eventually did on his second attempt. Waved goodbye to me and was, yeah, they tried to stop him.
Peace out, man.
Oh no, seriously, should have seen him. He dipped his wee head out of the cubicle, looked left, looked right, no nurses. Gone.
That was Bad Things Entertainment, watching the old guy that was all fucked up across from him trying to escape.
Oh no, that was
the
not
ER.
entertainment. That was not. The reason I seen that is because I'm at the door. I'm not going to be an asshole and walk into the fucking nurse's station, and I'm there for the 3rd time asking for painkillers, but they are that fucking busy that they've forgotten. The same fucking nurse that's working at running around has seen me. And the second time she was like, oh, fuck, yes, that's right, sorry. The third time she seen me, she just sort of was like, oh, fuck, and dipped round the corner. And then about 2 hours later, whenever we were talking about, 3 or 4 hours later, when we're talking about getting me the ambulance to move me to the specialist after I've been seen, which took all of 7 minutes, maybe 10 tops. And
Wow.
they're moving me. They won't let me drive. They want me to get in an ambulance. They're telling me it's going to take 2 hours. Then the other hospital's maybe 40 minutes away. If I was driving under the legal limit, and they're telling me 2 hours, now I'll drive myself. The funny thing is, for an ambulance, they have to have someone who is available to sit in the back with a passenger. They also have to have someone who is driving. So that's 2 ambulance drivers.
Yep.
They said to them, if you move me to this other hospital, I then have to get a taxi back home, back here to get my car. And they were like, well, I'm this, that, and the other. And I says, well, I have an idea. You get an ambulance driver to sit in the passenger seat with me, and I will drive to the other hospital, and then he can get an ambulance back. Because it's not a taxi service or anything. He's an ambulance driver. He can get another ambulance back to this hospital. Well, I'm very sorry, Mr. McCutcheon. We are unavailable to just spur an ambulance driver. I'm like, spur an ambulance driver? You're going to put 2 of them in an ambulance to waste fucking time for someone that doesn't need it to drive down the road.
I don't know about over there. Okay, first thing I want to say is this. First of all, I don't know about over there, but over here, it is federal, like it's law. You have to have 2 people in an ambulance at any given time.
Yes.
Okay, so, okay. Anyway, so, but the
my
other
point
thing I
was,
want to...
you're going to waste the time of 2 ambulance drivers.
Oh, no, I know,
Yeah.
but they have to. They just have to. Because if something happens, let's say the guy transports you and he gets halfway there and there's a tragic, huge car pileup and he has to go over there, he's by himself and you can't be.
Well, it's not even that. Their excuse was that because I was over and I had a temperature, I was then in their care, as you say.
No,
And
I know, but I'm just saying, even driving back empty, they have to have somebody with them.
Well, it's not even the ambulance driver. If I drove myself and I had an accident or something happened because of my temperature,
right,
then that was their fault. So they wouldn't let me drive. So after an hour of this back and forth at 5:30, 6 in the morning, I then agreed, fine, fuck it. Fucking get me the ambulance. I've wasted an hour arguing with you. If I'd have fucking booked the ambulance, I'd already have probably got in the fucking thing. Right? Just fucking right. I was like, what are we going to do about my cure? I says, I'm going to have to get my mother and my father to come in here in the morning and lift the fucking car and take it home. And I says, I'm not asking them to drive to Craigavon to come and get the keys to drive the whole way back. And my mum's house is only less than 2.5 miles from the hospital, which is why I'm at this hospital that doesn't have the fucking specialist. Instead of the hospital that's 10 minutes from my house, right? I had to leave the baby with my mum because of COVID. You can't bring the baby in with you.
Oh,
So I had to wait till my mum finished with the child so she could then babysit the child. And I'm 1.5 miles, 2 miles from that hospital. So I went there. I should have went to the fucking one close. But anyway, right? So I waited.
yeehaw.
Yeah. Waited and waited and waited. No ambulance. 2.5 hours goes by. I tapped them. It's going to be 2 hours. I was like, you fucking told me that 2.5 hours ago. Still no ambulance. The new shift comes on. The morning shift comes on. The woman comes out and goes, I'd like to take your blood pressure and I'd like to take some bloods and this, that, and the other. New shift. Want to get a fresh result and all. I was like, grand. This is 7:30. And I think it was fuck knows what it was. And I says, look, I'm going to close my eyes because I haven't slept in 15 hours. By the way, I haven't eaten because the vending machines on both the ground floor and the first floor are broken. And I can't fucking walk any fucking higher. Fuck that shit. I'm getting in the elevator and going back down. So no food, no sleep. And at 9 o'clock, I woke up after about 40 minutes worth of sleep and I went in and I was like, ambulance, it's going to be 2 hours. I was like, what the fuck? I am here all fucking night. And they were like, right, can I drive home? This is a new shift now. Talk to the doctor, talk to the guy at the nurse's station. Both of them agreed that I should. They rang the other hospital and the other hospital was like, no, according to his bloods and stuff that we've got and everything, temperature gauges, you can't.
Yeah.
So they checked me again, and I was 36. So I'm now 1 degree below. Didn't matter. Didn't give a fuck. I just went, do you know what? It's now 9:30 in the morning. My mum suddenly woke up, and she's agreed to take me to the new hospital. So can I have my keys back, please? My mum's already on her way. I rang her when I was outside for a smoke. And they're like, well, we need to know for sure. And I texted my mum. I was like, ring me in 15 minutes, tell me you're in the fucking car park. So I get my keys back. I get the paperwork. My mum phones me, and my mum's like, yep, I'm out in the car park. You want to come on out? And I was like, no, there's my mum. Right, see you all there. Got the fuck out of there, got into my own car and drove myself to the next hospital.
You know, I have to say, I will say one thing about our healthcare system in that situation. If you're a man in America and you hurt your nuts, oh my God.
I was told
it's like
times,
Jesus has ascended to help you.
Man, I was told
they are more worried about
guys
guys being in pain and testicles and penises than they will save that motherfucker as much as they'll do anything for you here.
One of the guys from the triage situation got moved to the A&E sort of waiting area because he was, you know, not as bad as the rest of the people involved in the fight. And he was wearing a salmon shirt that looked like someone took a fucking tub of tomato pasta sauce and just threw it over him. He was covered in blood from head to toe. And he was the one that got moved into the A&E waiting area. You know, so at the time...
Good for him.
Don't get me wrong. At the time, I was standing at the fucking door going, excuse me, these are my balls. This is the future of my fucking family. I need to be seen. Looking back at it, 30 people, triage situation, 6 nurses and 2 doctors. You know, the doctor that seen me was called Dr. Cookie. I thought that was
No,
great.
I'm going to say this is your fault. You shouldn't have waited so long.
It's the way it is over here. Funny story.
No, I know. I'm just it would have happened to you no matter what. I
rang the out of hours doctor to see what the waiting time was in A&E and what the advice was. Because if the general advice was going to be, look, you've had a bad hit, it's going to go down. Just take it easy. Don't waste my time going to the fucking A&E because I knew it was going to be minimum 4 to 5 hours. And they took 6 hours to get back to me. And within a 3-minute call, they told me to go to the hospital. And they took 6 hours to get back with me. Fucking.
Ox says 145 degrees with a 3-minute rest provides the optimal eating experience for most pork dishes. Just saying.
Right. Well, I will agree with Ox on one funny thing. If Ox had seen me squeeze my wee ass into 2 plastic seats put together so I have some sort of way of lying down because I can't sit, I can't lean forward. My fucking ball is literally 3 times at least the size it should be. My feet are here. If you'd have put a line across from my head to where my feet was, you could have turned me like a spit. That's the image I was for about 6 hours. You all right? Nope.
Oh my God. Look, that did something like that happened to me here though, man. Really. Like I went into the fucking emergency room and when I fell and I had busted my chin and I was spitting out teeth and they were like, we'll be right with you. I sat there for 2.5 fucking hours with a t-shirt.
Fuck your 2.5 hours. Double that now to 0 in the end. Fuck off.
No, that was before I got a room and then I had to sit in the room forever before they came in.
You got
that was only because I waited till first thing in the morning. I had done it the night before, and I said, "I'm not paying for a fucking ambulance, and you guys are drunk, and I can't drive. So go sober your ass up. You're gonna take me in." So I went in at like 7:30 in the morning, and that's the only reason. If I had gone in like from noon on or in the evening, I would have been fucked.
I was smart enough to bring the phone charger with me, and I had to ask a porter to put a fucking doorstop on do you know then we push pad things? You get 1 to 10, it's like 2 across. And
yeah,
you know, then we put for the door to get in. You see them at McDonald's and stuff. To get him to fucking doorstop one of the doors where all the bins and all the shit and the clinical waste is kept because there was a fucking plug in there so I could charge him my phone.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Fucking insane, like.
Oh, that nut was just meant to go, man. There was nothing you could do to stop that shit.
Oh, it gets better. When I got to Craigavon after driving myself, because I didn't arrive with an ambulance driver, right? I went to the reception, and they were like, I have an envelope, like a fucking centimeter thick of paperwork, right? She doesn't like soccer. She needs to learn a guitar. A centimeter thick of fucking paperwork envelope, right? And I went, and they refused to take the paperwork. They flat out refused and went, no, you need to join the queue of A&E and go through triage again and get yourself a COVID test up your nose again. And they didn't say
my
again.
God.
They didn't realize. And I'm like, look, no, I've been through this. The reason that I am here is there is a bed waiting for me and a specialist waiting to see me. This is why I am here. I then had to wait another hour and a half before I get into their version of triage. And very sorry, Mr. McCutcheon, you should have been skipped ahead. You've already been through. I fucking know that I've been through this. Thank you very much. They put me in a wheelchair and they pushed me to the back of their version of A&E. And they were like,
I think it would be really badass if hospitals got set up to where it was like kind of like a fun house. And you could walk in, you got to walk in through the front door, and then you just go from each room. And by the time that you make it out, you'll have been gone through all the tested, and you know, there's no mistakes of like people waiting and then being forgotten about.
Well, this is it, Tobin, right? So she puts me in a wheelchair and rolls me to the back beside the fucking nurse's station, in their version of A&E, in their A&E, and she goes, I'm going to get you a porter, and the porter's going to take you up to urology. I'm putting the paperwork in the back of your wheelchair. No bother. I'm like, right. 20 minutes goes past, right? And nobody comes fucking near me. So I nab one of the nurses, and they're like, all right, don't know.
Yeah, because they have to wait for that. That's a whole separate department in the hospitals. That's transportation. And you got to wait for some motherfucker to get off his ass and walk over to grab you. Yes.
Oh, the person who took me to the back, she took me to the back and then she fucked off on her lunch or else went home. Nobody could decide because nobody could find her. And then they couldn't find my paperwork for about another 10 minutes because it's supposed to be in a certain place. And I was like, no, it's in the back of the fucking wheelchair when they eventually asked me. And there's a porter, right? Now there's a porter waiting to push me somewhere in a wheelchair here he doesn't know where. There's the head nurse going, where's Julie? Is Julie here? Is Julie went home? Is Julie in her lunch? I don't know. Did Julie finish her shift? There's two other nurses that don't fucking know what to do with me. And the porter's behind me, looking at me on Twitter, tagging the hospital, the NHS, and the Southern Health and Trust Group, and doing a 4-page thread about right now I'm left in this. And he's like, do you know what? I'm just going to take him up to urology. And they know urology because I pointed out where the fucking paperwork was. So I'm just going to take him to urology and leave him there, and they can sort it out. I took another maybe 40 minutes when I got to urology. I got a bed instantly because surprisingly there was a spare bed, and took about another 40 minutes for them to match the paperwork to my name to find out why I was there. It was like it's. I'm not making this shit up.
I know you are. No, nobody can make that up. Nobody can make that up.
I'm not making this shit up, man. And all the time,
it's so ridiculous that it has to be true.
My literal right nut is about 3 times the size it actually should be. And I said something about the colouring of a particular thing to be earlier, and that it's just I'm in agony. This is not nice. It's not nice.
So what are they doing now? Now that we've got over that huge long story, what are they doing now for you? What did they do when you were in there? What are they going to do about it? What's going on?
They give me an IV of antibiotics because it turned out the kick that Elena did to me just aggravated something that was there, and that actually was like the kick wasn't hard. In all conversation, in all honesty, when she hit me, I was just like, "Don't hit Daddy!" There, she was giving me a hug. It's just the right height.
Yeah.
It was the 2-hour drive home from where our mum lives that fucking killed me, and it just got progressively worse. It was a urinary tract infection that just went, I'm on acid and ease. And
oh, shit.
Just gonna
got crazy.
Yeah. I am prone to them. I've had a lot of them over this last maybe 5 or 6 years. And to the point, maybe even 10 years ago, I think it was, they went in with a camera in not a nice way to go and check my kidneys.
Yeah.
And they come back with no reason. My mum's also prone to them. Women in general are. But I don't know. It might be a genetic thing, but they didn't come up with a reason. They're now putting me on an outpatients list to try and find out what it is. Medical technology.
I'm going to tell you, I literally have not had a UTI since I quit having sex with men.
Fuck you.
It's honest to God truth because
I get them 2 or 3 times a year.
Because there's bacteria.
Well, that's what it was. It got down into the tubes around my
Yeah.
testes. So when they did the ultrasound, my testy was 100% grand, but the tube that's basically what was happening for from when she hit me at 5:30 on Friday to when I get seen and admitted and got the giant injection in my ass, fucking
With a 24 gauge needle.
you know, the needle was small. It was a big syringe. The needle was small. That happened literally, I think, 48 hours. So for 48 hours, them tubes are just getting bigger and squeezing my nuts. So imagine someone just holding your nuts and gradually getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter over the course of 48 hours.
Oh, man.
Tobin's face is saying it all. When my dad told my
That
boss,
would be unbearable. I don't even know how I would exactly react in that situation. That would be
my dad works in the store where I work in the factory floor, and my dad went to my boss, so to speak, the floor manager, to let him know. And I'd already texted him and stuff, but my dad just went to tell him. And my dad says to me, when he was telling the floor manager, he was just like, cringing, and his eyes were, it's
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you that the best comparison I have is, and I was telling Mathpig this earlier on the DM, when I was 15, I was laying down on the floor and I was watching TV like this. And you know how you kind of like point your feet out and kind of spread your leg, you get comfortable, you don't want your knees hitting the floor and shit. So I'm just chilling. And one of my brothers, not the one you guys know, the dickhead brother.
I've seen him.
The dickhead brother comes. Oh, I'm sorry. On Facebook?
No. There was that. Remember that night that Richard shared the family photos and him without the beard and stuff, that barbecue? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the dickhead brother that I have wants to change the channel. And I told him, no, I'm watching something. That's all I said. And he was wearing work boots and he just kicked me right between the legs. Hit me right on my fucking clit. And I curled up in a ball and I couldn't breathe for about 20 minutes and tears were coming out of my eyes, but I was not crying. It was just the impact hurt so much and I couldn't breathe. And when I rolled over, because I was going to try to get up and go after him, he ran out the door so fast. His work boots weren't tied and they were just sitting on the floor like this, like just like this on the floor. Where he ran out of him because he knew he fucked up. To this day, I have no feeling on the right side. So, thank you. Anybody that says it doesn't hurt women, fuck you. Fuck you for screwing up my entire sex life.
One of my mother's brothers, which would be my uncle, who I was very close to, and me and my brother would stay an awful lot at his house with my auntie. And the reason being they didn't have kids, is something very similar to yourself, B. When he was in a fight or whatever, and he get knocked down and his legs were open, and the guy he was fighting with ran at him with steel toe caps and clipped him there. And he ended up having a ball and he had told me the story. It enlarged to too fucking much, and then he had to have it removed.
Yep.
And he had a low sperm count, and they didn't have kids.
Yep.
And I to be honest, man, when I went to Craigavon, they didn't originally they'd sent me to the urology department, but they sent me to the surgical department of urology. I was like, right, I'm losing the nut. I'm losing.
Honestly, the worst story I've ever heard is this one. And we're going to talk about this and we're going to move on from the nutsack conversation. My brother, my second oldest brother.
Yeah, too many people.
When my second oldest brother was in the army, they were moving steel girders, I-beams, right?
I actually made a barbecue out of one of them the other day. So whenever me and Elena go away this weekend, we barbecue and put edges on the events and stuff. And all
well, this girder, the steel I-beam was on a crane, chained up to a crane. And it was about 24, I think he said it was 24 feet long or 20 some odds, maybe, but I think it was 24 feet long. And so they were stacking them up because they were going to build this new building. And so the army was unloading everything, and the guy in the crane went like this.
I missed that.
Just this for a second.
Oh, yeah.
He bumped the control and the crane swung sideways. and hit my brother so hard he was knocked out for 2 days.
I could totally
2
understand that.
days. He was engaged to be married, and his fiance said, "If you can't have kids, you're not a man, and I want kids." And she left him, and he could not have kids anymore after that. And then he came out of the closet, and he's happily gay now, and doesn't care if he can have kids. So it worked out. But yeah, I mean, it knocked him out. They were concerned, like they could not wake him up. He was out for almost 2 days. And then he was in, oh my God, I don't know how long he was in the hospital. I can't even think of it right now. A couple of weeks, which is a long time. Like it was a dead on hit. Just right. I don't even know how his dick still works, honestly.
My father got, as you do, you get a little old. You can't be arsed swinging a sledgehammer to put fence posts in anymore. And he decided to use the digger that was there and use the digger bucket to just, slam them into the ground. And he got his mate to hold them, and wasn't paying attention. Oh yeah. Top of the head. Look at the top of the head. It was like fucking digger bucket. And,
that reminds me of one of those failed ice bucket challenges things. They were trying to do it with a excavator, but they misjudged the height of the excavator bucket. So instead of just dropping the water on the person standing underneath, they slammed it on the head with the excavator bucket.
Oh, the water bucket challenge.
Yeah.
Yes. I asked Thomas would he do that with me, and I asked my dad would he do that with me with the digger. And he was like, that is the stupidest, most waste of my fucking time I have ever heard. So if anybody knows my real name, look up on Facebook. The only other option you had, if you couldn't do the water bucket challenge, was to put yourself half naked on Facebook. And I think, B, you've seen the picture with the sock. There's just a sock.
You're muted, B.
Yeah, I saw that a long time ago.
Yes, that was my
Twitter.
I had to do that instead of the water bucket challenge because Thomas turned to me and was like, "That's the most stupidest thing I ever heard." And if you didn't do the water bucket challenge when you were tagged, you had to do that.
Could you imagine being a guy and having to do that? Because then you're like, well, it's got to hold up a sock.
I really didn't. I had to use a football sock. Hold
on. It's got to hold up a sock, right? And it's got to look pretty impressive because everybody's going to be seeing, everybody's going to judge that shit. So the poor guy is standing there with the sock in his hand. Instead of using the sock like normal, he's jacking off to hold the sock up so he can get a fucking picture of himself. Like, come on, stay hard, quick, take a picture.
You seen the picture? Was my hands anywhere near needing to hold it up? No, it wasn't.
No, it did not. Honestly, no. And I can say you are, from what I saw with the sock, you're pretty well endowed. So
pretty much that I got a worse reaction on Facebook, but very, very similar to the Matt Keating. It was pretty much the same reaction, only everybody else was family members and aunties and all. So I'm sitting like, what the fuck, Robbie?
Well, that was the challenge. Nobody would do the bucket challenge with me, so here we are. No, I've never done anything stupid like that online. Notice I said online. I've never, revealed.
Not in private. No, of course, never something stupid in private. That would
I do plenty of that.
Whenever I was after doing the 3 hours and went in for that whole 7-minute fucking inspection with the actual doctor, Dr. Cookie.
Cookie?
She says, "Hi, I'm Dr. Cookie," and I sort of smiled, and then I looked at her label and it's CUKKI.
CUKKI.
But
that's awesome though. Hey, Cookie. Sounds like you're
talking Dr. Cookie,
like a Navy ship.
Now, she was a female, right? And she was, right, Robbie, come on in when you go into the back room here. Back room, fuck's sake. We're going to the office, get the inspection done. And then she was like, right, take a seat. We had a wee chat about symptoms and this, that, and the other. And then she was like, right, if you can just jump up onto the bed there and we'll get a wee inspection done. And I went over to the bed, dropped the wags, went to get up onto the bed. She was like, I have to go and get a chaperone if you just want to hold on. I was like, fuck you, I'll pull them back up, and you've already fucking seen it. Doesn't really matter now. And then had to wait till she went and go and found a fucking chaperone, which was a male. So it's all fair and everything.
Yeah, no, yeah, they have to. It's law, yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Fix my dick.
Yeah, but they can't. No,
fix my balls. I don't care if you
Somebody
bring the weight
fix my
room in.
spent 28 hours.
Bring the
My
fucking
God.
weight room in. Bring the weight room in. I'm in agony, for fuck's sake. Somebody figure out what's wrong with me. I don't
care. Just do something,
care.
right?
Oh.
Wow, man. It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, anyways, enough about nutsacks. Let's find a different topic.
Yeah, we ended with Tobin nearly wetting himself, which was quite funny. I appreciate that, Tobin. Thank you. It was just like, you understand, man. It's like, fix my balls.
Totally agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how women are about their boobs. Like, a woman gets breast cancer and they're like, we can cut them off. They're like, no, try save them.
Right.
I always said,
well, you're
I've
going
always
into the hospital, right?
fucking cut them off. I don't need them. They're
Imagine
fucking
15
ridiculous.
little tiny men with fucking like nailed baseball bats just sitting on your tits going. That's what's happening to me all the time for 36 hours.
Oh,
sorry. Enough about
Fuck that. No, I don't know. I've actually asked guys that, hey man, if you had like testicular cancer or dick cancer, would you let them like chop it off if it was going to save your life? No, man, let me die. I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Are you serious?
About 3 days before this happened, me and Dave were talking.
Die? You're going to die because of your fucking nutsack or your dick?
I think I could find other interest. I think I could. I think I would.
I would definitely have to have another one there. I wouldn't want it lopsided. I'd have to put a fake one in. But me and Dave were talking.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
They put fake ones all the time. They have ones that you can like pump up. You don't ever have to worry about getting a hard on in public.
They're called strap-ons.
No. They have dicks that have pumps on them that they
watched Austin Powers
put on people, and you can pump up, not a strap on.
Yeah, it's a Swedish pump. You're watching too much Austin Powers.
Sorry, it's a fact. Too much Austin Powers. That's great.
Yes, the Swedish penis pump joke from Austin Powers.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Oh, you're too old.
Yeah, he gets his personal effects back from like he was like in jail or something like that, and they're like, "Oh yeah." That was the hilarious part.
Swedish penis pump is not mine.
Yeah,
not mine. Pause. Get my line.
Oh, thank you, Greyheart. Thank you. Yes. IQ prosthetic dicks. Yes. Childrenhood. Well, that should just be childhood. Anyways, childhood paranormal ghost stories as a suggestion. If anybody had a childhood paranormal ghost story?
I have to say yes, but then I'm just continuing to talk, and everybody's fucking sick of listening to me.
Yeah, so shut up for a minute, Matt.
Mine was real short, and like I was just sitting and eating cereal, and there's the kitchen which I'm sitting in, and then there's the family room, and then there's a threshold in order for it to go into the hallway, and I saw a black silhouette go across the threshold, the doorway, and I went and I investigated, and I saw nothing, and I for a long time I kind of thought it was a ghost, but now I think it was just a visual blip. I'm not sure what I saw.
I don't have anything personal, honestly. Not that I can recall, at least. What I do have is a story from my father. Back in late 90s, I believe it was, he was doing restoration on a watermill. Yeah, an old watermill. Well, it been around for quite some time in the area. For out of use. The miller took his own life at some point, I believe, and the widow was still living nearby. And she was very happy they actually restored the mill. It had been donated to a museum just to, have something to show how it used to work back in the day. And it was really, really run down when he got there. And he felt uninvited whenever he got there. But as they restored more and more, he felt he was welcomed instead. He felt like the miller was there and thanking him for doing the restoration of the mill back to its former glory.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my father did say there was like a 5 centigrade difference between the upper floor and lower floor, even though it's basically just flat up open, no real insulation in any area of the mill. It was
Well,
really
you know, the
weird.
bottom line, anytime you have an upstairs and a downstairs, the upstairs should always be hotter.
Yeah, but there was you had some flooring, but it was mostly open between the floors because you have all these straps going for the mill between the water wheel and the actual milling area.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really insulated in any capacity. It was
Oh.
always a lot colder.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
I don't know. His story, not mine.
Right.
I don't know what to say about it.
I mean, I've had some wicked dreams, but I've never had any kind of paranormal experience that I can remember anyway. What about you, Tobin?
Yeah, I just had that one experience really of like eating cereal, and I thought I saw something.
No, but I mean, no, there's no other ones besides that.
Did you see Jesus in your cornflakes, Toby?
What was that?
Did you see Jesus in cornflakes?
Cornflakes.
No, but I have seen a Jesus burnt onto a tortilla.
Oh.
Oh, and the toast. There's toast Jesuses and tortilla
There's toast Jesus too.
Toast Jesus you can mass produce now.
I think there's cheese Jesus and cloud Jesus too, isn't there? I'm pretty sure.
That's too many Jesuses.
There's a lot of Jezi. I call them Jezi.
Pareidolia.
Yeah, it must be.
Lots of Jezi. Or
What about
Jibai.
GB? What about GB?
What?
The exact topic we're talking about?
I already said I never had a paranormal experience that I remember.
Okay.
I've had some crazy fucking dreams when I was a kid. I had dreams where I died a couple times. And people are like, oh, you die in your dream. That's bullshit. I literally okay, so we used to have this house. We lived in this house.
A really, really deep childhood memory, but go on ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. You have a paranormal one? Go ahead.
No. Well, I have a paranormal one that I was going to say, but I've mentioned it loads before, but you're triggering something that I haven't thought of in fucking ages.
Okay. Okay, I'll let you tell that next then.
Oh, no,
So,
no,
okay,
I have it in my head. It's definitely not going away because it was recurring, so you can finish yours.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you don't. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Shut up, Robbie. Okay, sorry, babe.
Okay, yeah, shut up, Robbie.
Sorry, babe.
Anyways, so we had a house. It was really a one-story house with a pretty good sized attic. It was one of those tall farmhouse deals, right? And so our bedroom was up in the attic. My dad stuck me and my 3 brothers up there. Oh joy! And from the time I was 6 to 12, I lived up in the attic with those fuckers. Anyways. There was a door on the end of the attic, and it used to be an old wooden staircase going up the side of the house, which had been torn down years before because it was rotting. You know, it was just whoever put a staircase on the side of a house underneath trees in a mossy area. I have no fucking idea. Anyways, so there was a couple times when we were kids that we jumped out of the window upstairs onto a big pile of leaves. We'd rake up all the leaves in the fall and we would jump out onto them. And it was just like whoof, and you just kind of like roll off, you know. It was great. We had like a big 8-9 foot pile of leaves sitting there. So anyways, so I had this around the time that we had jumped in it, like the first or second time, I had this dream that I went upstairs and everybody was standing there, all of my brothers, and well, not my mom, but all my brothers were standing there. And they were like, oh, go ahead. It's your turn. And I was like, what? And they were like, oh, we're jumping out in the leaves. And they were like, it's your turn. And I went and jumped out, and I landed like this, but the leaves compressed and there were spikes in the ground about 10 to 12 inches apart, maybe 8 inches, somewhere in there. I'm not sure, apart. And it was kind of like, if anybody's ever seen an old box spring where it has like the slats going both ways, so every so often there's a spring, it was like that, but with spikes instead. But no top layer, just one bottom layer, like an old torture chamber bed of spikes, basically. And so I fell like this, and one went through my head, and I could see it sticking up right here. And another one was through my arm here, and I couldn't move. And I just laid there dying in my dream. And I had that dream when I was 10.
That's pretty gruesome.
That was a pretty fun fucking dream for a 10-year-old. Yeah. I never told anybody about it until I was much older. But it was pretty fucked. I've had quite a few fucked up dreams in my life, but that was pretty fucked up. Yeah.
I haven't had anything quite that bad, but I had some macabre dreams when I was small. Not really sure I should give you those mental images, but yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand. I
It's
have a
really body
dream.
parts being removed, so it's kind of like, no, please not talking about those.
I had a dream about 6 or 7 months ago where, as you said, man, not to go into macabre and all the rest of it, but it was like I was being physically tortured, and there was pliers in my nails, and yeah,
No fun.
not fun. No, the recurring dream that B actually made me remember again was one from I was quite young, maybe 10, 9. Maybe up to about 12 or 13. It recurred for quite a long time. It was when I was first becoming an insomniac. I say becoming once if it's a choice, but you know.
You know what? I think I want to be an insomniac.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do with my life.
Yeah. In saying that, I really did like it at the start because I got to stay up and watch the Toonami Network whenever Cartoon Network changed and you got anime and there was Dragon Ball Z. So it was great at the start, you know.
But then after a while, not so much fun anymore.
No, it was like a long ass.
You let the hallucinations take on, and woo.
It was like I always ended up after whatever the dream. It was not like it was a particular recurring dream. It was always like the end of the dream, sort of
Okay.
so to speak, where you would always find a door and you would go down the door and it's like going down a stairwell, and as it progressively gets darker and more macabre and stuff like that, and then at the end of it, you never hit the bottom, but you never remember. It sort of faded into black, sort of just ended, sort of.
Yeah.
Very nihilistic, but you know, as I say, this is young age and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
insomnia at the start, it's not great till your brain figures it out.
No.
Not that it ever does. You just learn to deal with it, but you get what I mean.
You know, I'm going to tell you, I spent a lot of years not.
Just before you finish, I'll just say this before you finish. Junie, the apostate. Ooh, Toonami. Toonami was great, and my mum was really, really good when I was becoming an insomniac, and she would give me 1 day off a term that I could just claim sick, and she would ring in for me and cover my ass and stuff like that, provided that I went every other day. She was like, I don't care what time you go to bed at. You have to go to fucking school every day, and I'll call in for you, you know. Like 1 day term, and you get it. And her bedroom was at the very bottom of the stairs. You just go to the bottom, you get out of the bed, you go to the bottom of the stairs, and you just tap the door and go, "Ma'am, claiming my day, going back to bed." She'd be like, "Right."
Yeah. Yeah, you know, actually, that's interesting you said that, because I was just talking to one of our patients the other day, and she and her husband and her son all go to our facility. And she said, yeah, we were talking about our kid because I met him for the first time, and he's just like this tall, good-looking, strapping soccer star guy. He's like the top in the soccer player in the area, and he's very quiet and timid and sweet and polite and respectful. And I thought, man, we need more fucking like stars like this, you know, more people that because he's going to be famous and everybody knows it. Like everybody in the whole area knows who he is, right? So I didn't know who the hell he was, and I met him and everything, and he's just this tall, good-looking mixed kid, you know. And she's like a redhead with freckles, and her husband's I think he's like black and native or something like that. But anyways,
Black and native.
So she said,
hold on, did you whack a native as in whack a mole? What?
Black and native.
So not whack a native.
Shut the fuck up. I swear to God, I'll kick you. Just quit.
No, that's what I
So,
heard.
anyways, the point is that she said, I was talking about how good of a kid he is. And she said, oh, yeah, he's a straight A student and he's just amazing at soccer. And I'm just so proud of him. And I said, well, that's great. I said, most kids get too involved in stuff and something fails, whether it's the sports or the schooling or whatever. And she said, well, with my kid, I give him so many days per semester where he can take a day off. I give him mental health days. And I said, really? She said, yeah, I'll call the school and just say he's sick. But there's nothing wrong with him. He just needs a break. And he busts his ass. He goes to school full time. He works a part-time job to pay for his own car and plays soccer like almost every single day. You know, he's an ass busting kid. So she's like, I just tell him, let me know. And she said, he'll get up in the morning and go, hey, Mom, I need a day. And she'll say, okay, go back to bed. And she'll call the school and go, yep, he's sick. And gives him, whenever he needs it. And she's been doing it with him for years because he's like, all you're doing with a kid like that does all his shit, does it right. He's respectful. He's kind. He's caring. I mean, he's everything you'd possibly want in a fucking teenager that most people don't have. You don't punish them by not giving them a break. And she knows that. So that's one of his little, he gets a little bit of an allowance. He gets treats. And his treat is take a fucking break from everything. So he just lays in his bed all day and does whatever he wants.
No, that's very similar to what my mum did.
It's great.
Yeah, and the only place I could sleep at the very start was in English class. So the English teacher decided to move me to the very front of the class. I didn't give a fuck. I'm still falling asleep because you're boring as shit.
Right.
And then there was an arranged parent-teacher meeting, and my mum walked in with a copy of the doctor's note that she's already given to the school about my fucking insomnia. And was like, you do realize he doesn't fall asleep in maths. You do realize he doesn't fall asleep in any of the science classes, do you? My ma went fucking.
Do you think it might be the teacher?
She went, me and another kid that was arranged for a parent-teachers meeting. Him and his mum were waiting in the hall. I think it was to go next or like whatever it was. And, they were going in too, and he was in stitches looking at me going, I love your man. Your man's fucking class. And his man's just sitting there going, tut, tut, tut. This is just hoity. And he's sitting there just in stitches. Like my man was shouting that fucking loud you could hear through the glass in the door and all that. You've met my mum, babe. You've talked to me.
Yeah, well, I've seen her. Yeah, she's a little spitfire. I like her.
Fucking takes no shit.
No shit taken. But on the flip side, she loves her fucking kids.
And I'm not going
to I see that.
I'm not going to fucking toot my own horn or anything like that, but I was in the top 25% of the fucking top class the whole way through school. I didn't drop out of that fucking barrier the whole way through. So it does go to show that breaks and stuff like that, they've shown now in studies that, school should start at 10 o'clock. It shouldn't be starting at 8 and 9. It should be started at 10.
Yeah, the kids aren't even fucking awake yet. But on the flip side of that, if you start them at 10, they're not going to get up till 8:30.
I actually got incompletes in junior high and even in high school, and I had perfect attendance. But I was falling asleep just like, Math Pig. But I was actually capable of getting an incomplete in a class at the end of the year, which is like you didn't fail, but you didn't do any of the shit. I was capable.
That's fucking hilarious, man. Because you see, for that English teacher, right? She actually took a grudge to me. She already had a fucking grudge to me, but I was fucked off with her. She literally didn't move anywhere at all. My mum went in, tried to explain my situation and all. Being my mum, obviously, and I come from my mother, so anger, vocal, say what you fucking mean and shit. And people don't like you being honest with them. And
none of them do.
No.
Well, 90% of them don't.
Yeah. So we really didn't like each other after that because I was like, not in my head saying this, but I was like, my ma's backing me, so fuck you. Right. So we didn't get along, and when it came to the end of the year, I handed in for what should be an essay as my coursework. I handed in basically paragraph notes on the topics that we would discuss as the essay. You know, so these were what I'd made up over the year that you can
The
extend.
bare minimum in terms.
Oh, no, not even the bare minimum. It was literal paragraph form. I failed. You sent it away, and I failed. And I was like, right, that's my fault. I reacted, you know, fuck the bitch. That's my own fault. So I was like, right, have to repeat English now. Fuck this shit. I'm now the stage above, and I have to do fucking 3 classes a week with this bitch again for another fucking year. I was like, no, I'm not failing again. Not failing again. Right? So I went back to her on like the 3rd or 4th day, or like the, you know, when it's coming up to the coursework time and stuff. I was like, can I have my coursework back? Give me my coursework back.
Yeah.
I've already sent that shit away, Robbie. I was like, well, why did you do that? And she's like, well, you haven't shown any fucking interest for this last couple of months. You haven't shown any fucking concern. And I didn't think you'd give a shit, basically. Now, that last bit was paraphrasing. But the bitch sent the same thing away that failed me the second time. So I failed English again. So when I went to university, after doing the fucking year of my A levels, you know, your A2s and stuff that we have over here, I had to do a partial course in fucking English as well for the first couple of weeks in fucking university. When I was doing maths, physics, and advanced maths, I have to do this shitty ass fucking. Oh, I swear to God, I hated that bitch. Mrs. Doherty, you can burn in hell, woman. Burn in hell.
I have to say something about this comment from Judy really quick. The worst recurring dream were the physically painful ones, like when I dream of someone chasing me to try to rip my groin off. So I do have to say I have what I think might be a related dream to that. You know, what that dream signifies. I used to have a recurring, I had what this, well, wasn't constantly recurring. It happened about 4 or 5 times. I think 4 times. I had a dream that I walked into school with no pants on and only underwear. But people weren't laughing at me because I didn't have pants on. They were laughing at me because I had pink underwear on.
You're such a girl.
Because I'm not such a girl inside. And
Yeah,
I think that I feel like I looked like a pig, no pun intended, meth pig, a pig with lipstick on when I wear women's clothing. It's fucking awkward and it's weird and it makes me uncomfortable. So you literally, like, a guy like dreams of, like, saying a guy is scared of being seen and feminine at all, and he dreams about wearing a dress in public and people are laughing at him. It was like that.
You mean conservatives from the South?
Maybe. I don't know who does that.
The most trippiest
Any given Trump
dream-
supporter? Probably. What's that, Tobin? I'm sorry.
The most trippiest dream that I have had was, and there's quite a bit of details that I remember about it, but I'm just going to jump to the end of it, where I was inside of a house that I have no idea where I was at. I was making a sandwich, and I was scared that the aliens were coming to us, and they were going to get us. Mm-hmm. And one appeared inside the kitchen, and it looked like a fake 50s like picture of a dude who was dressed up as an alien with like glitter paint. You know, he was green, and he was like, if I give you this shot, it will give you eternal life. You will live forever. And there was a pause of silence, and I was making a sandwich, and I had a knife in my hand, and I stabbed him and I killed him. Well, I stabbed him and I woke up, and that was the last part of the dream. But it's weird. It stuck with me ever since I had that dream.
You know, isn't it weird that those really strange ones or the really happy ones or whatever are the ones that just seem so fucking real. And like you wake up and you go, what the fuck? Oh, I'm in my bed. You know, I used to have dreams about my my ex-girlfriend when we were together and after we split up for about a year. I used to have dreams about her, but not sex dreams, just dreams of like, because we had like an idea of kind of house we wanted and what kind of trees we wanted around it. And we discussed all that shit and we were crazy about each other. So she wanted like white curtains in the bedroom, which she got. just all this stuff. So I would have dreams about being in this big house, and it was almost like connected to a tree, so you could walk from that deck onto the deck that's above the tree and goes between the branches, and then comes back over to the house, and it wraps all the way around, and these big windows with big white flowy curtains, and everything in the room was white, and she was just standing there in her, because she used to wear like white linen, like Indian kind of clothes.
I'm
those
afraid
like
to
saris and stuff. Yeah, she used to wear those, and she has like darker skin and jet black hair, and so that shit looked fucking good on her. Anyways, point is that you know, but it was just like they were so vivid, and I would wake up and I'd feel a breeze on me like there was in the dream, and it was because that window was open where the white curtains were next to where I was sleeping, you know. But they just seemed so fucking real, man. Like so real. And that dream changed after we split up, because then for the year after we split up until the dream stopped, she was I couldn't find her in the house. I was looking for her. So it's amazing what your mind does. Yeah, it changed. So anyways, but very realistic. Like, you know, it could have been more realistic of a dream if somebody's taking me on a journey on X. Like, it felt fucking real, you know?
Yeah. It is pretty. I do enjoy my sleep. I like getting into those really deep sleeps, and then waking up real slow, like, and like being able to like kind of almost become aware that you are in the dream.
Right.
I really like that.
I've never realized I was in a dream before. I've never had any kind of vivid dreaming like that. So, yeah.
No,
Nope. I don't
lucid
even
dreaming.
remember.
It
I don't
works.
even remember my
The
dreams
best way to
anymore,
like
because
to experience that.
Oh, I was just gonna say I don't even remember my dreams anymore because I use THC to help me sleep every night. So now I don't remember them.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I'll wake up and go, "What the fuck?"
Right.
But it'll just be like a little snippet, and I can't remember what it was.
You
After like 2 minutes.
weed really does kill your dream.
It does.
It really fucking does. Write them down, B. That's that. Write them down.
I know, but it's so quick. Like I'll wake up and go, "What the fuck?" and then it's like gone, and I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck? What was that?" Like that. It's just only there for a few seconds and it's gone.
Really funny one. Just as you were talking about vivid dreams and stuff like that, I remember waking up one morning. Yeah, I'm in Ohio. Sorry, it's Friday.
No, Iowa.
I'm having not the best of days. I'm really having. I shouldn't even be fucking be here.
No, you should be going to bed. Go ahead and finish, and then I'm kicking you off here and making you go to bed. Go ahead.
I was very young, and I think I drank like a liter of vodka at like fucking 14 or 15 or something like that. And coming into the house, and point is, I remember waking up the morning going, "Fuck, that was a mad dream." Anybody remember Unreal Tournament? Anybody remember Quake 3?
Oh, yes.
Right. Vanta, I'm coming 38 now in about a month. Are you in around the same age when that sort of shit came out? The jump from Unreal to the Quake engine was insane.
It was, yeah.
It was fucking, man. It really was. It was like going from 2 to 10. The speed of the Quake Unreal Engine doesn't matter. It's a computer thing, right? We're talking about going from 20 frames a second, so to speak, to like 100 frames a second. That's the reference I'm making, right? It was so fast.
Yeah.
And I'd like an Unreal tournament. We all went out and partied that fucking night. I lost loads. Don't get me wrong. But I remember waking up and having a vivid dream of being in Quake 3 and shitting and running around and going, "What the fuck?" And actually being in the game like it was VR. I woke up the next morning and I sweat a lot, but waking up in sweats going, "What the fuck? That was insane." And then my ma coming into the room after hearing me moving about and giving off fucking stink because I'd come into the house shouting at people, shooting, vomited on the door and vomited on the light switch. And she handed me like a cloth and so I was like, "Right, now clean up your mess, Robbie. You were fucked last night."
Wow. Wow, dude.
If you're gonna do something, do it properly.
Oh,
I had
I
a
mean, it's
time-
true.
I couldn't get the yellow off the white light switch. I couldn't, man. The stain was gone, or the badness was gone, but that thing was yellow in the bottom left-hand corner for like 10 years. I couldn't not coming off. Like.
There's not enough bleach. And then Robbie goes, bleach. I didn't think of bleach.
I swear to fuck, I was in the party, then we went for drinks, then I went to my mates at the top of the hill, and I woke up in bed.
That's all. That's it.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
I blame
Yeah,
my
I've had
mum.
some-
She
I've had
fucked
some
off the
crazy
Cranfield
drunk
for the
nights.
weekend and left me in charge at like 17 or 18, and her son's like, he was 4 years. Yeah, so he's 15, I'm 18. She left me in charge. She filled the house and left like 50 quid. We were wankered.
Why am I not surprised? Boys will be boys.
Oh.
Stories from Andy's house is unreal. Andy,
Ox, what do you mean by that? Natives teaching says he who dreams his own death has seen his end. So you're saying I'm going to die by falling on spikes? I'll watch for spikes. Thank you.
if you can, Ox.
They're jumping off of anything for me.
Ox, wonderful video earlier. If anybody hasn't seen it, really should go check out Ox's channel for the video he released earlier.
Yeah. Ox, chill yourself.
No, not in that way.
Be a good bovine.
My battery is I have loads of battery. I'll chill the fuck
I
out.
feel embarrassed because I have interacted with Ox before in the chat, and you know we've been in the same chats.
I
But
typed
I'm
in
not
Ox.
subscribed. I didn't know he makes content. I feel
Ox does not come
embarrassed.
on camera. Ox puts music to words.
That's it.
That's
It's
the
not,
only
no,
way.
I'm only kidding. I haven't got to kick Tobin yet. I was just waiting for an
pull him off,
excuse.
babe?
Thank you, Tobin.
Did
But
you pull him
seriously,
off,
go
babe?
fucking subscribe to Ox, man.
Did you
No,
pull
he
him
Yes,
does good
I will
shit,
be.
man.
I'm
He does
just
some good
unaware.
shit.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't.
And he does some. He's got a couple funny videos up there too. Just put it that way. But go check his shit out for real. Ox, chill yourself.
I can't find you. You're on my phone. I'd find you on the computer, but I'm on my fucking laptop and stuff, so you're not. Someone chill.
Somebody shill him. There's other.
I can't
mods out
find
there.
them.
Not you. Damn it. Not
I
you.
wish YouTube would allow us to like click on the names inside the chat and then
They
be able
used to be able to
follow
do that.
from there.
They
Oh,
quit that
Tobin.
like a year ago.
No, they didn't. Well,
Yeah, they did.
right. Okay. Yes, they did. Do you want to hear a funny story?
Huh.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So YouTube decided because of stalker issues and all that bullshit, and I'm going to paraphrase and be hyperbolic and stuff like that just to make the story better. So don't quote me on anything. I'm usually in the pigsty. But with people following too many people and abuse issues and shit like that, you say something in chat, I can now spam your channel and give you abuse. You understand what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I got you.
So they stopped that function. You can't do it anymore, right? And only if the channel is of a certain size, when you search their name, can you find them. Blah, blah,
Right.
blah. So it makes it more difficult for you to be able to troll them and shit like that. So this particular person...
Thank you, Junie. Yeah.
This particular person, can't remember their name, it's saved on the computer up the stairs, came out with a Chrome extension that if you turn on, it makes their name green. And if their name goes green, you just click it like you used to. And it would open up a new tab and it would pop out their channel.
Uh-huh. Who did that?
Shh. So this particular person made it aware to me that this other particular person did this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, hey, Dave, have you seen this? Right? So I sent it to Dave.
Yeah.
3 days later, Dave comes back to me and he was like, do you remember that extension you sent me? I was like, aye. Do you know how many times, did you see any bugs with it? And I was like, well, maybe every 3 or 4 person, it wouldn't be 90% effective or 100% effective. It would be about 90% effective. You'd have to click the same name twice because the first time you clicked it, you'd get the link from the person before. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't just 100%, you know?
right.
So Dave spent 3 days rewriting it and then emailed it to the owner and went, I fixed your code here.
That's Dave. That's Dave.
Yeah.
I knew Dave was in that story. As soon as you started talking about code and shit, I was
So
like, this
fuck,
Dave's in this somewhere. I know it. I just fucking know it.
Yeah, do you know all them bugs you had? Yeah, fixed
Yeah,
your
here
code.
you go.
I was bored, sitting in the toilet.
I was just taking a shit and I fixed this for you, man. I hope it helps. Love you.
What the fuck? I was like, what? And he was like, no, I emailed him. Fixed his code.
I emailed him his fix, his bug fix.
Did he ever get back to you? No.
Hey,
Wonder why.
is there a back door in that one, Math Pig?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. Well, there's not much
Dave
of a
likes
backdoor.
Dave likes more than just regular back doors, guys. I'm telling you.
Fucking asshole in this fucking...
He will write shit in. He will write shit in. No, he's smart, man. I wouldn't fuck with that guy with computers.
No.
Nope.
No.
Oh, no,
Nope.
wait.
But he
Here's the
rattles
funny
it off
thing
so
is, right?
fast. I'm like,
Right.
wait. You want me to do what? And he's like, okay. I'm like, please dumb it down. I'm an idiot, you know. And he's like, okay, go over to here, click on, there you go, and then click on there. You share your screen. I'll tell you where to go.
This now,
You know?
right? I'm going to say this now, so it's actually officially out there and recorded. Without actually, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, right? But if anybody who knows Dave knows that a lot of us stream use Dave's code.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know that thing that he does, yeah, with the program software that we're not going to talk about, right? We're going to leave it as vague as possible, right?
Right.
So there's this streaming software out there that Dave's made a wee patch for that we all use.
Yep.
And StreamYards is sort of doing this wee thing. And if StreamYards keeps doing this wee thing, it's going to be awkward for Dave because there's going to be a lot of coding. But if they do that, it means that he can like match two together. Do you know the way sometimes you're only allowed a certain number in one and a certain number in, you know what I mean? You're limited.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Attaching them together will be possibly available. So that means for free people, the way they're limited, then it'll make them. You get what I'm saying without me saying it. I hope I'm saying it without being vague enough, but.
Yeah, no, I know. I have a rough idea.
If they did this one wee thing, Dave is like, if they did this, I could fucking do this. And like the man's a genius.
He really is. He's disgustingly intelligent.
My brother, like, don't get me wrong, when I was growing up and he was 3 years younger than me and I'm like 14 and 15, he's reading C++. You know, he's big into his computers and stuff like that and all that there. And he's coded for banks that were trading big amounts of money. He was the guy to ring, you know, when the network went down, when this went down.
Okay.
You know,
the tech guy. Yeah.
You know, he likes to. I'm not even going to talk about that. He's a lovely guy. But yeah, and he's just sort of, when I mention things like this about, you know, when Dave will tell me something and Dave's telling me something because it's not layman's, but it's interesting to a layman, you know, it's interesting to my level in a wide sort of media sort of thing that's happening. I mentioned it to my brother. My brother's like, oh yeah, I knew about that, knew about this. No, it's like, man, I'm trying to portray you know, he doesn't get, he needs to talk to Dave so Dave can just smack him down.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I can do that times 2. Yeah, well, Dave can do that times 4. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, right, exactly. Shut up, dude. It's true, man. No,
and that's when Dave's tired. And
God, I should ask Dave for some favors now that I have better internet.
Oh, did you get better internet?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, I never noticed. Your face still looks that fuzzy. So, oh no, sorry. Go on ahead.
You know what? I will.
Vanta got the joke.
I forgot to shave. Leave me alone.
Do you know what I've been using for this last 6 weeks now? Cutthroat.
I have no idea what that is.
A cutthroat razor. Think Sweeney Todd.
Oh, you mean like a?
Yeah.
We call them straight razors here.
Yeah, you can't get straight razors around here. I've actually wanted some of those, but You have
You
to
can.
have a barber's license.
Yeah.
for-
Yes. I was just about to say you can,
Yeah.
but you have to either cosmetology or barbers. So just find one. Somebody has one, buy one off them.
Well, you see, for you, B, right? It wouldn't matter
Uh-huh.
because you're clean shaven, so it would be quicker and handier and stuff. But for someone who has a beard, the reason I went cutthroat is because it gives precision on actual style, and you can tidy. And hi, Maya.
The beautiful Maya has arrived.
It's very difficult to do precision beard trimming
Right.
with a 3-prong razor behind wires with bits of plastic all the whole way right. You
Yeah.
can't just judge where it is. Now, don't get me wrong, I still use that for the bottom of my neck and things like that. But when it gets close to the actual putting the line and stuff, and
Mhm.
I did my beard there. I don't know what the light's like here, but I don't know.
Yeah, I can't see shit, man.
Yeah, fuck off. Give me a fucking second, bitch. I kick your ass.
Fuck you. I'll kick you off my stream, motherfucker.
It's got the straight.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get the exact with the,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks good.
Yeah. Well, obviously for the funeral, I wanted to be tidy and stuff and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I'm sorry about that, buddy. I don't know if you saw my tweet back to you. Sending you some love, but
Elena was just the epiphany of just brilliance. She totally accepted it. She was like, "Daddy, do you want to come in and see dead granddad? He's in the coffin. Look, you can touch him on the head. He's dead. It's grand, And there's like 60 people from their family spent 2 days in a house that's like only 4 bedrooms. Fucking
yeah.
and they're all having their full the actual Catholic service in the chapel even got the incense and stuff out and all, and the holy water and all that, right?
Yeah.
Very Catholic. So they're all sitting doing the prayer in the house before the body is moved from the house to the hearse.
And she says that loud in front of everybody, right?
Oh, no. They're all having their prayer, and she wanted to go in and find Mummy. And Donna had not left her father's side for, since he arrived in the house. You understand, right?
Yeah.
She's in the main room, which you have to go past like 20 people, squeeze through a door and all this here. The priest is there doing the fucking prayer. It's like, Elena, just wait a wee minute, right? And she's like, what are they all doing, Daddy? And I was like, they're all saying goodbye to Granda. So she screams at the top of her voice, leaning around the corner and through the front door, bye-bye, Granda! Fuck, it's just like, all right.
Oh, my God.
She must have
No one to say it's cute or be embarrassed.
I'm not joking, and I'm not being hyperbolic. She must, since I arrived at least, and I was told that she'd been doing this all day, she was greeting everybody. People would pull up at the front door. You walked in the front door, the first left was where the body was. And she was greeting everybody. Hi, I'm Elena. Come on in.
Aww. Fucking cute, man.
I didn't want to record it because it was
God. Yeah,
But-
but you wanted to, though, don't you? Don't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking joking. She was just like, hi, I'm Elena. My granddad's dead. Would you like to come and see the body? She
And what were people saying? Yeah, that's why I'm here.
It's adorable and it's morbid.
It
Yeah,
was
exactly. That's
accepted,
why I'll
man.
let him say cute or fuck.
The day before he died, I picked her up, and as I said, sore balls and driving up the road and all. But we're in the car, and we knew that he was going to die in the next couple of days, And I said to her, do you understand that Granda's not come? Do you understand that Granda might not come home from the hospital? You understand that Granda's sick? And she was like, yes, he's up in the hospital. And I was like, you understand that he mightn't come home from the hospital? And she said, no. And I was like, no. There's a chance that Granda might not come home from the hospital. And she was like, no, Granda's not coming home from the hospital. She understood that. She was very acceptant of it.
Wow.
She was
Just
really,
matter of
really-
fact, he's not coming home.
Yeah. And I asked her, I says, how do you feel about that? And she was like, well, I'm going to miss Granda. I love
Aww.
Granda. And that fucking broke my heart. So I started to cry.
Right?
I miss Granda too, and she reached over across from the front seat and she put her hand on my knee and she goes, but it's okay, Daddy, because you've got me.
Aww. Oh my God, dude. What are you trying to make me cry or some shit?
No, I swear to fuck one.
Fuck.
I'm not bullshitting. I didn't even
How that cute? How?
It's not
No.
even cute. It's the maturity of it.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but it's just no. It's not just how cute, but it's also
Do you know what we did?
it's just
after
mind blowing, man.
the funeral service, right? And then we all went for a meal. We went to the Belfry for a meal, which is like a big hotel sort of thing or whatever. You know, we went for the close family. You know, went for a meal, and then before we went there, we were killing time. It was about 40 minutes where we're all breaking down. You know, letting the people who aren't going to the meal get their time to leave and say their goodbyes and stuff.
Right.
And like I'm family, but I don't know half these fuckers. You know, that knew Harry. I knew Harry, but I don't know half these people that knew Harry, you know? And so I'm just with Elena, and we found a tree where the bark was falling off. So I spent about an hour with Elena over in this corner with bark falling off and pulling it off, looking for insects. And we found a centipede, we found 2 woodlice, we found a couple of spiders. We even found a mummy spider that was covering her little spider sack. And we were like poking her, and she was jumping back and forth. I ended up teaching 3 fucking kids about insects for about 40 minutes outside of a chapel in the grass.
Right.
It was like, I don't want to, like, you know, I just thought it was funny.
It's hilarious. You're like, okay, so this is it's indigenous to the area that we live in.
I even got a piece of sap from the tree and stuff and heated it up and made it pliable so we could make some things out of the sap and all that. But I don't know. Elena is a sponge. She is so inquisitive.
Will my cat eat my eyeballs and other questions about dead bodies? And she said that Elena might also enjoy Ask a Mortician.
I'm subscribed to Ask a Mortician. She is more obsessed with short videos from Brainbug's channel where the praying mantis is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Last week, not last weekend past, because it was the thing. The weekend before, one of the cartoons that she was watching actually brought up what they referred to as water bears.
Okay.
And then I was watching it, and they brought up a picture, and I was like, honey, that's not a water bear, that's a tardigrade. And she, no, it's a water bear, Daddy. And we sat down and we watched the last 10, 15 minutes of the cartoon. It was Octobots, or not Octobots, Octonauts, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Kids love that.
Yeah.
My friend's kid watches that. He's like,
yeah, then I went on to
3.
Microcosmos, and it was like a 9-minute video. She only watched, like, don't get me wrong, 3 or 4 minutes of it, but she got to see actual tardigrades. And they did say at the start of the video that they were known as water bears as well. And she was like, oh, they are water bears, Daddy. I was like, you know, fucking 4. I've talked to 20-year-olds that don't know what tardigrades are. You know?
Yeah.
She's fucking 4. Say water bears. She knows what they are. You know?
That's hilarious. Wow. You know, kids just blow my mind sometimes. Like, you know, I meet a lot of kids that are just average kids. You know, they're cute. They say cute things. You know, they ask questions because they're still learning, you know. But then I meet kids like yours or this one over here. This kid is 3 years, 4 months old. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks and says shit like a fucking 6-year-old.
Yeah. The only thing
Literally
he
does.
struggles with is L's and S's. She is.
Oh yeah, he fights with those still. Yeah, he fights with those.
I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach her positioning of the tongue and stuff like that. You know, putting in your teeth to get the L's and S's, but that is something she struggles with. And for fuck's sake, it's A, B, C, D, me.
Is that what she says?
Yes, she doesn't say
A, B, C, D, me.
Yeah. Why is it me? Because my name begins with an E and I'm Elena.
Right. That's fucking awesome. Man.
I love her.
That's what the fuck is A, B, C, D, me.
Yeah, Rowan does funny shit. Like, I'll walk into their house, I'll go up to the door, and he opens the door. And sometimes he's just really cute. He goes, "Hi, B," you know, like that. And he's just adorable. And he's got like this curly blonde hair and big blue eyes and the Gerber baby cheeks. Like, he is freaking adorable. It's literally ridiculous.
He walked in
And then I'll be like, "How are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm okay." You know, and then I'll be like, "All right, buddy, well, I got to go now. I love you." And he's like, "I love you too, B." I'm like, "All right, bud." He's he's very matter of fact, and he knows what he thinks, and he's very quick. And ever since he's been little, like old enough to even touch tools, Richard has let him play with his tools, the safer ones. And they have like, he got so interested in him that Richard was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. You can play with one tool at a time. It has to be something that I say is okay. And then when you're done with that one tool, you can bring it back and I'll give you another tool that I'm not using to use.
Yeah.
And that's the deal. And he understands this. He's understood it since he was like 8 months old or something. And so he'll go over and be like, he calls him Josh. Grandpa Josh, can I use this? Kind of thing. He's like, yeah. Of course he has trouble with his pronunciation of stuff still. So it's not perfect English all the time. And he's like, yeah. So he gives him that. And then he'll be like, Hey, Rowan, I need the screwdriver, buddy. You want to come get this wrench? And he goes, okay. And he walks over and trades with him. And he'll go play with that wrench for a little while and shit. But Richard's already got him on a fucking roll. He finds everything interesting, and he'll sit there and watch him like do electrical stuff for as long as his 3-year-old attention span will let him.
I snapped as in snapped loose. You know what I mean? When it's super tight and then you go, and then it's really loose after. You just have to unwind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a spark plug in the fucking lawnmower. And Elena unwinded the spark plug out of the lawnmower. She came into the kitchen with me. I gave her a Brillo pad because I didn't have any fucking steel wool. It's basically steel wool. And she rubbed it with it, right? And then give it back to me and asked me if it was all right. And it wasn't. So I cleaned it and then give it back to her. And she went out and put it back in the fucking lawnmower. And then I snuck it tight and I jump started it and it fucking went. Now it's only firing about 90%. It's been left out in the fucking weather and the rain for a year.
Right.
But she fucking changed that shit,
See, but that's great, and that's where I'm going with this. These kids that are smart enough to pick up on that young, when they get older, they're going to be like, "No, I don't need a mechanic. I just fix my own car."
She shouted,
or no, I don't need an electrician. I just do my electrical myself because Grandpa Josh taught me when I was 4.
Pictures on Twitter. She smacked my hand off the gear stick a couple of weeks ago because she wanted to use the gear stick, and she has now mastered from the passenger seat in her kid's seat, leaning forward, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'm not fucking bullshitting you.
Excellent. See, I don't want them to do that with Rowan because he might drive away with the car. That kid is freaking hard-headed too. Just like his mama.
When we were leaving the takeaway the other day, it's not a takeaway that we would normally go to. It's one that it's because I had to come the whole way. I usually meet her mother halfway, so I can get home in time. But I had to go the whole way because of the situation and stuff. So we stopped at the takeaway. Wouldn't normally stop at. Daddy got a pizza. She wanted a burger and chip. And we were walking. It was 2 different takeaways right beside each other. But when she was walking out of the burger and chip place, she was like, "My name's Elena. Remember it for next time." I walked out the fucking door. I swear to God. I was just like,
"I'll be back, bitches." That was kid version of "I'll be back, bitches."
She'd already went to the counter and was like, hi, until the woman come over and she was like, "Have you seen my nails? My mum did my nails. Look at my rainbow nails." And as we were walking out, she's like, "My name's Elena. Remember it for next time." And it was just like, oh my God, Elena, what the fuck? Like,
she's cocky just like you asshole.
You do I try like that?
No, you don't sound that bad, no.
Oh no, but she's got.
But when you're being sarcastic, yes, and I think she's just being sarcastic, and she knows she's being a smart ass.
Have you heard of wit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. She's being a smart ass.
No, wit. That's not smart ass. That's being
she's using her wit to be a smart ass, is what I'm saying.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious, really.
No, that's awesome, man. I would have sat on the floor laughing. I wouldn't even. That would have been it. I had to wait on lunch. Nope. I need a minute. I would have died laughing.
I think that's perfect proof that the apple does not fall far from the tree.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
It is a fact. My mom used to screw us when we were kids, and she would like say little sarcastic shit that we didn't understand, because we were like little, and we grew up hearing it. And then one day we'd all go, "Oh, you mean?" And she'd go, "There you go." And we're like, "Okay, can't use that one anymore." And she'd use something more complicated, and we'd be like, "What does she mean by that?"
The last time
she would fuck with our heads, but it made us really like we're extremely sarcastic now because she was. And so now not only are we sarcastic, but we think differently than some people because she made us by accident by being a fucking smartass and fucking with our heads when we were little, you know?
And really give me shit, so to speak, from a 4-year-old point of view, right? Because she's at that stage where she really likes Paw Patrol. If you're going to put something on that, you know, if you ask her, 90% of the time it's Paw Patrol. I like to push Storybots and Octonauts because they're teaching stuff and things like that, you know?
Yeah.
Or I put music on in the background. But if she's asking to put TV on, it's usually Paw Patrol, right? And
Paw Patrol's great. Yeah.
It's fucking not great. Shut your mouth. I have
He's so sick of watching it. That's what
I have a 2,000 watt surround sound system, right? Like these, you know, I'm sitting here watching TV. Right there is 1,000 watt. Right there is 1,000 watt, and these things are 50 a piece, and they're aimed at me, right? And she
hey Timmy, let's go save Lassie. And you're like, oh, it's really.
Oh no! It's like Chase is on the fucking case. I'm gonna slit Chase's throat, right? And you can't have the amp past about 27, 30, right? Percent. Because it's because these are so close to the seat, the actual bases touch the bottom, you know, the legs. Fucking seats vibrate. Can't hear what Elena's saying to me 3 foot away. And she tries to talk to me, and it gets very annoying. And I have mentioned a couple of times to her in a very non-passive aggressive way without raising my voice, Daddy does not fucking like fucking Paw Patrol, and he cannot listen to you talking while that noise is going. And I did not say it like that at all. I was very nice. And the other day, I think it was not this weekend, last weekend, she said something to me and she went, Daddy, hold on. I'm going to turn down Paw Patrol because I fucking know you don't like Paw Patrol. And I was like, oh shit, I've said too many fucking things.
You said that?
With the F word.
With it?
With the F word, she was very.
I know you don't fucking like when.
I think her exact words was because I said something. I was like, I really fucking don't like Paw Patrol. And she's like, yes, Daddy. I fucking know you don't like Paw Patrol. And I was like, shit.
You're bringing her up well.
Oh, holy mother, lack of God.
In all honesty, no joke aside,
it's one of the best words. It can mean so much.
No, I tell people that. I don't know why it's so like it's no, you could be like in bed together making love and go fuck, you know?
Generally,
or you can get a good buzz and go fuck. Or you can be mad and go fuck.
Yeah.
Or you can be adamant and be like, I fucking said. See, there's a lot of ways to use that word. It's universal. Yes.
Shows a higher intelligence. That's the point. Statistically, people who swear more are of a general high intelligence.
And
well, that makes sense because most of the Trump supporters don't cuss much. So that makes sense. Yeah. It correlates. No.
B, you forgot one of the most important fucks. That is, oh, fuck. That is when Mathic looks at Elena. What is created?
Oh, I was thinking, who gives a?
Yeah, I did forget that one. You're right. See, that's like 6 right there. I mean, it's such a good word.
When we went to Newcastle, you seen the pictures from the beach? We were second in line, and when you get
and then there was, of course, actual fucking.
We went to Newcastle. You seen the pictures from the beach and stuff, B, on Twitter? Yeah,
I actually saw those.
Oh yeah, every time you post pictures of that freaking adorable little redhead child, I will check it out.
Did you see the pictures when we were going into the Swan? Did you see the pictures of us in the Swan?
No, I don't think so.
We're in the lake or whatever. Right? There's a picture of us and we're in a pedal swan.
Okay.
Right? It's like a couple's pedal swan. You know, 2 people in the front pedaling and stuff and all that there.
Yeah.
You pay by the time, you don't pay by the people, so it doesn't matter what it, but it's me pedaling for 2 fucking people with Elena in the fucking thing, right? I paid for 20 minutes. It was either 10 or 20. Don't worry. Paid for 20 minutes. I set the alarm on my phone to go off after like 13 or 14 or something.
Yes, you can turn around and come back, right?
Honey, time's over. Sorry, time's over. Right? Paddling like a motherfucker. And we had got to the second in the queue to get into the Swan. And there's like a wee area, you know, it's like, I wouldn't say fenced off, but there's like a gate and stuff, you know, to stop you from going in when it's not your turn. And she fucking climbed halfway up and she went, hey, to the people who are doing it, you know. And they're like, hi. And she's like, My name's Elena. We're next. Fucking.
We're next. Just to let you know.
The woman in the shop said to me the other day on like a Wednesday, "Where's your wee girl?" And I was like, "Only get her on the weekend." She's like, "She's a fucking hoot. She's great. She will talk to absolutely anybody." It's
So Ox says, I wonder where Irish gals got their attitudes from. It was from Pa. And then Vanna Blue goes, and Irish guys got it from their ma. That's right.
Irish mommies.
It's true, man. I'm telling you. I think more people are I think a lot of people are spunky like they're like a lot of people I know are like their mothers. And their moms are like spunky. There's like really like, you know, funny little fuckers saying shit, you know, kind of I don't know.
Elena's
I don't know. I think a lot of people are more like their mothers and their fathers.
Elena
Of who I've met.
for at least a year now, right? She's been very, very good. When you go to the edge of the street and you're crossing the street, you hold mummy or daddy's hand, you look left, you look right, you wait till there's no cars. What Elena has started doing this last 3 or 4 months now is she looks left, she looks right, she waits, and if there's a car coming, she puts her fucking hand out to this random person and goes, "Stop! Stop!" It's like you can't control the
That's
traffic.
enough. Stop. All traffic stop.
No.
I'm Elena, and I'm going to walk across the road right now.
Major town, you know, cars going all the time. We're waiting at this, you know, we're at the zebra crossing. We're just waiting for the little man to go green. And every car that goes past for that 30 seconds, she's like, "Stop!" Daddy, they're not stopping. They're not listening to me. Stop!
I'm not sure
No,
where
they're not listening. Duh. Tell them to stop. They're not listening.
I'm not sure where we will find her in 30 years, but she'll be leading the world in some capacity. No
Right.
doubt about it.
Right. The apocalypse will happen, and she'll be in
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they'll be like, wait a minute. This chick's in charge. Why is she in charge? Because she told us she is.
At the funeral, right? We go for the maid
Yeah.
at the funeral. And she's like, "Daddy, I need to go to the toilet." I'm like, "No bother. I'm going to the toilet. You can take her to the toilet. We go to the bathroom." And she goes, right. She goes to push the girl's toilet door open. And, you know, I'm not going to cause any problems and I'm not offending anyone, but it's me taking the daughter to the toilet. So I'm taking her into the boys' toilets because I'm a man. It's better that way. It'd be weirder if it was me in the girls' toilets.
Yeah.
Right?
If you have to, just cover her eyes so she doesn't see shit.
Oh,
And
in
just
fact,
take her in there, yeah.
you know, it's we're all family there. We have an entire private room with a private area. It's all family that's in this place.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm taking her into the boys' toilet. So I take her into the boys' toilet. So we get to the cubicle and she needs to take a pee. She gets to the cubicle and I go to walk in with her and she's like, "Hold on. I'm doing this by myself." That's great. Okay. Closes me out. So I'm sitting in the thing and she's like, "Daddy." And I was like, "What? Will you turn the tap on? It makes it easier." I was like, "Right, I'll fucking turn the tap on. We'll turn the tap on." Right. And then she takes a poop. Right. And she's like, "Daddy, yeah, I took a poop. Right. You need to wipe my bum now." And she let me in, which was very nice of her. Like, she's like, "Did you see?
Okay, you can come in now and wipe my butt. I'm ready.
Did you see? I did 2. Look, there's 2. Look. So just let me wipe your ass so we can get back to fucking. I have to walk out now and eat strawberry cheesecake with like a Kool-Aid and all. It was like, "Yeah, can I go eat my dessert, honey? Come on, the fuck."
She's a little spitfire, man.
Well,
And I
sure,
love it when she goes, when you say, "My daddy's math pig." That was just the fucking best
Well, I
shit in
got
the
her to record that
world.
stuff. But if you ask her now, she knows now. She's like, "What's daddy's other name?" Math pig. It's
Math pig. Yeah. Yeah.
I have been taking over your stream. I do apologize.
That's awesome.
Oh, I don't care. We're all just bullshitting. If I didn't want you in here bullshitting, I would have kicked your ass out by now. It's fine.
I was looking for funny. I'm totally going to just do one more picture of Elena because it's just absolutely just.
No, go ahead. I'm enjoying it. I think it's fucking hilarious.
This was from about 2 years ago. I found this the other day. Did it go into the restored file or did it go? Oh, you don't want to see that picture of me when I had hair. Holy fuck!
I've seen that picture of you when you had hair. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, I was looking through old photos. Where the fuck is it? Let me see.
I have questions.
No, don't ask questions.
You don't
I have
want to know.
questions.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
you don't want to know.
I can't formulate them properly.
Fucking.
Cadence wrote hair in quotation marks, like hair.
Oh, there's worse. There's worse. Oh, not that one. Right, we're gonna click. Android updated itself, so that's my issue.
Cool, Ollie. Come back around.
Screenshots.
Let me know when you get back, and I think I pinned the link up there in the top of the chat. Yeah. Thank you. I'm not looking at it, so.
Yeah.
I got enough going on with you motherfuckers in here and just seeing the chat here. I don't need to have another screen going right now.
Boom! Found it.
No, honestly, if I do that, I'll get into talking to the chat and then forget I'm on stream. So I have to focus.
It was, I think Elena was 2, and we were in the shop, and she needed a woolly hat for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, it's like November, December. And I said, honey, you go and pick whatever hat you want, and Daddy will get you the hat.
Right.
So she goes and picks a hat that says on the front, Tree Rex, and it's a Christmas tree sort of T-Rex sort of thing, and it's Peppa Pig at this stage. And if anyone's seen Peppa Pig, George loves his rawr dinosaur. It's Peppa Pig's smaller brother. He's big into dinosaurs. She loves Peppa Pig at this stage. And it's a hat for like a 6 to 7 year old. It fits her head because it's elasticated, but when you pull it up, the pointy bit, it's probably her neck, her chin, her nose. It's yeah. So it's very big compared to her, and her mother was not too happy. But look at the size of the hat compared to.
Oh, hold on.
Right, so it's pretty big, and then there's her. This is a more relative one to how big. It's.
Oh my god, it's huge.
Fucking huge, right?
She's adorable.
She wore that to March. She did. It would get warm. She would she couldn't. Would you wear this hat? Nope.
No, I'm gonna wear this one until I sweat to death, and then I'll let you take it off of me.
Yep. She was.
I had a pair of boots like that when I was a kid, man. I wouldn't take them off. They were hand-me-downs from all 3 of my brothers right above me, but I wanted to wear those fucking boots. I love them. They were, and this is how fucked up it is. They were fake vinyl, and they don't make vinyl now like they used to. They were kind of almost like a muck boot vinyl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. And they were brown, and they were insulated on the inside. They had fur in them.
Oh yeah, yep.
And so they were like that. So I wore them all year round, and I just wouldn't put socks on in the summertime. And I wore them all the time. I wore them until my toes were like this, because I didn't want to take them off. So my mom gets me another pair of shoes, gives me those, takes the boots, throws them in the trash. She gets up the next morning, and I come out of my room, and I have those boots on. She was like, "What? Threw those out." So she was like, "All right, fine, I'll fix her." So she waited a little while, because I kept taking them in and putting them by my bed because I didn't want anybody to take my boots, because she already tried to throw them out. I wasn't stupid. So she, in the middle of the night, 10, 11 o'clock at night, because we lived out in the country, so we had the burn pile you could burn old wood on or whatever. Yeah. So she took them out to the burn pile and fucking threw them in there and lit them on fire. And I cried for 2 fucking days. I was 4 years old, and I cried for 2 days over those boots.
Fucking Das had fire.
I was mad, man. I wanted those boots so bad. And here's another thing funny about me, just to add to the boot story. Ever since I was old enough to understand what clothes she was putting on me, basically 8, 9 months old, every time she put a dress on me, I'd scream. And if she put on a t-shirt or a flannel shirt and a pair of jeans, and they'd be hand-me-downs from my brothers, they'd have these big holes in the knees and shit, and there was no elbow left in them, because I was the 4th kid that fucking wore them,
That's good line. Go down that line, finish that, 'cause I have a line of questions. That's something that happened I want to ask. Go on ahead.
Okay. But every time I got to wear my junk run around the house clothes, I was in fucking heaven. I did not want to. She put a skirt on me or a dress, I screamed my head off. And she'd have to spank me to get me. She'd have to spank me to get me into church with the dress. And then finally, when I got older, I got to start wearing jeans to church. She finally left me alone about it.
Really, really quickly, and then I'll get on to what I was saying with B.
I was 6 or 7. Yeah.
My mom made me get into this really fucking Sunday sort of outfit one time, and lean against trees in our garden to get professional pictures taken. Oh, I look like a fucking twat. It's fucking awful when you're made dress up like it, right? But now, B, point I'm trying to ask before I lose my trail of thought, and I do need a pee, so I'll probably have to bip out and let you think about your answer.
Okay.
Cultural, right? Elena, as I said, I'm experiencing this with Elena, and I'm trying my real best to be like Elena spat the other day, or like a couple of weeks ago, whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be specific. I just can't remember.
Right.
And my mum said to her little girls, don't do that. And I was like, you know, if you've a problem with her spitting, tell her not to fucking spit. It's like little girls, little boys doesn't make a difference. You know, she wanted to do something, and mum said, you know, and Elena actually said to me, she was like, little girls can't do that. And I was like, little girls can do anything, little fucking boys can't. Because there was two boys climbed like a rope sort of net thing, you know, climb up. You know, these wee kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
those
are great.
The girls can't. And I was like, no, you can fucking do what you want. So, you know what I'm like. So I'm trying that and stuff. And Elena takes notions. And I'm happy with that. She's like, today I want to be dressed in blue and wear jeans. Grand. And when she's here, she always puts on, I'm not saying always, but when she's here and she puts on a dress, she calls it a daddy dress. As if she's putting, you know, to be daddy's wee girl, so to speak.
Yeah. Daddy's dress.
Right? But, like, she'll take notions, and, you know, you've seen her pink guitar, which is weird because her favorite color is fucking red. You know, it's not pink as in girl. She just was like, pink guitar. You know, her favorite color is red and black. I don't know if that's going to...
I'm sure you had no influence on that, buddy.
It's my favorite two colors as well.
Yeah.
But she liked pink guitar. But she does like dressing up in blue, and she likes dressing up in turquoise. You know, you seen her when we went to the beach in Newcastle. She's all in blue. She takes notions some days where she wants to be pink. She takes notions some days she hates spots. And it's like, yeah, what do you want to wear? And I've read one time that kids usually take the second offering. So if you have your two hands and you offer, would you like to wear this or would you like to wear this? You know, they'll usually go for the second one. So I've started to mix that.
Because you force them to focus on the second one. So then they're looking at that one.
Most recent.
It's the most recent, right?
So you start messing it around, you start fucking about, and not to be a wee manipulative daddy and all that there with psychology, and look at what I can make my kid do, jump, monkey, jump. But sometimes you mess it around, I'll bring out 3 and you'll do this and you'll change, you know, and it makes her think more. Rather than being intuitive, she has to actually stop and she has to think. And the other day, it's whenever she's up for the weekend.
Yeah.
And when I asked her, do you want this one or do you want this one? Do you know how she answered? She took her left foot and poked at the first one. She answered with her foot.
Like that one.
Yeah. She put her
Kids
two
don't
hands.
normally do that.
She was sitting on her bum, you know,
kids will literally point and lean towards it.
Yeah, she was sort of sitting there, sort of up and down and stuff like that there, and she was sitting there, and rather than leaning forward and pointing to it, she leant back and lifted her foot up and answered it that way. And then that was for the socks or the trousers or whatever. She did that 3 or 4 times then after that for every other item of clothing that I put forward. She would use her left foot or her right foot to answer it. She didn't use hands for that entire session. She's like, yep, pointing at this one.
Jur said it's because pink is a more unique color for a guitar. I would agree with that. And it's bright and, you know, kind of flashy. And then Vanta said more pictures. More pictures.
That was in response to Aunt Joe.
Yeah, I know. Because Aunt Jur said it should be a punishment if you don't share. And if you apologize for sharing. Because we love her pictures. And she's fucking
oversharing.
So I agree, Jur.
Watch my mother.
No such thing.
One time there, quite recently, is what the new phrase I'm going to use to cover my ass, so I'm right. My mum picks her up on a Friday, takes her here. Just about the same time she arrives, I finish work. So there's not much time between me arriving here and Elena and my mum being here. And during this particular Friday, whenever I arrived home after work, my mum told me a story, and they were in the front garden, and mum went into the back to get a glass of juice for Elena or get some snacks, whatever the fuck she was doing in the house, and she came out the front, and Pot was peeing against the hedge, and Elena was peeing in the middle of the garden. I can do it. I can do it.
The dog did it. I can do anything the boys can do. The dog's a boy. I can pee there too.
And this was long enough ago for me and my mum to have discussed not telling Donna, which would be her mother. And
Yeah.
at a very particular moment the other night in the room with her father and stuff, she was feeling very low, and I let this story slip, and she, you know, was happy and crying. It was a joke at the time, you know, to break the sort of this. At the end of it, she was like, Elena's not going back to your house. You do realize that?
You're done, dude. You're corrupting my child. You're letting my child think progressively and do whatever she wants. You're making her independent. How dare you?
Elena peed at the very top of the mountain there a couple of weeks ago when we went to Clockmore, and I said this to Donna, and Donna was like, did you not take her to the toilet? I was like, I took her to the toilet at the bottom of the mountain. Then we walked a mountain. Do you want me to walk back down the mountain? It was like, no. I lifted her up and I held her sort of like, you know, it's like holding her like this. I'm a toilet. Okay, you peed on my shoe. That's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, people walked past and smiled and was like, another person walked past, an older person of grey hairish sort of walked past and was like,
probably laughed. Yeah.
No. The older person, I wouldn't say frowned, but the older person, I would say, felt uncomfortable. But yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's their problem, not yours. Kids have to pee.
It's hard to put a facial expression into words.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say frowned upon. I wouldn't say uncomfortable. You know, the younger person, couple maybe in around 35 or so, the dad laughed, the man went, well, how you doing? See you later. You know, it was just, you know, walking past. But there was a definite, the old person had to stop and think about and then react. And they weren't evil or nasty, but I think the thinking about the reaction, I'm thinking too much about their thinking about them thinking about the reaction. This is what happened.
So they're thinking about you, thinking about them, thinking about you, thinking about them, thinking about you, thinking about them, thinking about you, thinking about the reaction of them.
You see, that was grand after the second two, because the first
that was hard to do.
You got it right bar the first and second. You set the pattern right. I'll still give you 90%. You're grand.
Thanks, man. Hey, that shit's hard to do.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit.
You know what? I don't give a shit either. Look, I used to piss beside my fucking truck.
I fucking
when I was going down the highway, if I had to stop and pee beside my truck, people like, you did that? And I'm like, fucking guys do it all the time. What the fuck you care if I pee? Yeah, I didn't show my ass. I went on the passenger side where I made sure I parked where there was nothing but like trees, no houses or anything. Yep. And I would fucking get up on the bottom step of the steps up to the catwalk behind my truck. And I would fucking squat, like lean back and squat so I didn't pee on my fucking shoes, because cleaning those gets old quick. And then, I'd fucking wipe my ass. I was good. You know, I had one handle and I had toilet paper in the other hand. I was ready for that shit.
One of the last times.
But I don't see what the big deal is. Guys fucking pee everywhere.
This is unhealthy. It's unhealthy to hold it in.
I will definitely proclaim that it is unhealthy to hold in over this last week. All right.
I know, but no, I'm saying shit like this. Like me and my girlfriend are driving down the road and there's a curve in the road.
You got a girlfriend?
Yeah, anyways. Well, yeah, I think she's accepted me to that point. Someone I'm seeing at the very least. Anyways, so we're driving around the corner. Hold on.
Did you drug her, or is it true love? Sorry, go on in.
So anyways, so we're driving around this corner and this guy on his bicycle was going around because the corner did like an S, right? And he drove around the first part of the S and he pulled off the road. And he was standing there for a second. He looked at his bike and stuff, and then he popped the kickstand. And the bicyclists do that all the time because they're going to stop and get some water or whatever. And about 20, 30 feet away in the field was like a patch of bushes and trees and shit. No, this dude literally just whipped it out, standing right there. Like turned his back to the road, but it was on a curve. You're literally driving like this around him. And he just fucking, and he's like, and I said, see, and I don't care if you're a man or a woman, you do that. I'm like, ooh, but it doesn't help that you're a man and doing that. It makes it worse. It's a little more ooh. Because a woman would at least go stick her ass by the fucking bush, you know? But guys are like, oh, I'm going to pop my dick out right here. I don't want to walk 5 feet away from my fucking bike.
I can actually talk.
Yeah, you see, that's a perfect lean into, because like my mum's got her garden all done up, and she's got a new driveway in, and she's got an underground shed that'll hold 2 cars and a new pathway and all this here. And you know, one day, quite recently, well, no, it was the last time pretty much Donald, one of the last times Elena's mother was at the house, and we were just standing in the middle of the garden. And I would say I was a whole 25 foot from the back door, which has a toilet. And I just walked over to the hedge and took a piss. And Donna was like, what the fuck? And then said to my mum and said my mum's first name. And it was like, you know, poor granny. Like, you know, what? There's a toilet over there. And poor granny just turned down and was like, I think that's his spot since he was about 14. He's not going to listen to me now.
Yeah, the pea tacos.
It's just
Yeah.
I'm going to tell
There you go. Get her those little pea funnels. They also call them shiwis.
Oh no, I just hold her up. I don't mind. It's fine.
No, I'm just saying it's just would make her more independent and then less chance of getting on any clothes or anything. You can aim that shit.
Oh, it's generally just my shoes.
A good target.
I already did that on Jur. You're so behind. I got this. I got this chat shit coming up here. It's good.
You were using Dave's script. Can I use the backdoor commands? No.
Huh?
Are you using Dave's script yet? No. Can I use the backdoor commands?
No, I wish I would have kept that fucking program with everything I had on there.
So do I, because I could kick you from your home stream.
I just figured since I was like out in the middle of nowhere, it's just not going to happen here. Honestly, when I first moved here, there wasn't shit.
How did you get better internet out in the middle of nowhere?
Radio. It's radio internet.
So you're right. You say radio.
So it is a radio receiver, and they transmit the signal via radio waves to us. But it's not like a satellite. It goes from down here right across.
Right.
And it works amazingly. It's better than any satellite.
So we're talking and.
I don't know. That's all I know. What I told you is exactly what I know about it.
Wait a minute.
One thing I can tell you is
I'm going to get really particular, okay?
My upload speed stays between 12 and 19 usually. I think it's, or no, 11 and 15.
So your download's probably a minimum of 60 or 70 or so, like.
I don't know. It's high as fuck. I don't know.
Yeah.
43, right. I think it was last time I checked it.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I think it was, I don't know. Maybe it was 34. Anyways,
no.
I don't remember. Oh, here, hold on. I'll do one real quick.
That's a decent amount of number.
Actually, the last time I checked it, I was streaming like I am right now.
Oh no, you're great quality. You're coming in full beautiful HD.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my!
Oh, it's really low right now. Hold on. Oh, the download is at 12 right now.
That's dead on.
And my upload is 13.5.
That's decent. Anything over 10 for an upload.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's with me streaming and I'm on Wi-Fi. If I direct connected, it would even be better. This is Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no, I'm in Wi-Fi right now as well. Yeah.
I tried to run one off of that, but I think I used the wrong cord and I didn't realize it for that type of router. So I couldn't get it to work, but I think now that I figured out what the fuck I did wrong, because I'm stupid.
I don't want to tell.
I tried USB and I should have got a HDMI to Ethernet, and then it would have worked great.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. I have an HDMI port and I haven't used that one.
Mine's in use. That's the problem I'm having, honestly, because I only have one on my laptop and I'm using that for my fucking webcam. I mean, for the connection to the TV.
Two screening it?
Huh?
Two screening it? Two screens.
Yeah. My secondary screen is my.
It makes life so much easier, doesn't it?
I'm actually gonna I want to sell this. I think I'm gonna sell this TV just for enough to get to like 30-ish inch, 28 to 32 monitors, probably 28 inch.
24
TVs.
inch. I found an awful lot of screens, especially even if you look into the new Dell screens that come out. When you jump from 24 to 27 and stuff, they spend you can get a high quality 24, like the brand spanking new Dell screens. There's 5 models or 4 models or whatever come out. The 24-inch flat screen is the fastest actual refresh rate out of them all, because
Really?
24 inch is a perfect number before you break into I'm super expensive and you get down. And 24-inch widescreen, go 16 to 10, 24-inch widescreen monitor. You can pick them up really, really cheap because it's a perfect wee size. Everything I own up the stairs is 24-inch widescreen monitor. And
Okay.
and there's 4 screens, and I wouldn't spend more than 150 quid starting on second hands. And
Nice.
A brand.
And you said what brand name? Dell?
No. I'm just saying, as an example.
Okay.
Manufacturers will spend great money on getting a 24-inch one, good quality. Yeah. Once you go into 27-inch, because of the size restrictions and the pixel rates, the price jumps an awful lot.
Right. Okay,
so
I got you.
You go from spending maybe and this is brand new MRSP. When I'm talking about a second hand, I pick all of the ones I have up the stairs for 150 quid, maybe.
Okay.
The one I'm looking at now, brand new off Amazon, is a 24-inch widescreen curved monitor at 128 hertz with display ports and 2 HDMI 2s. It's £170 sterling. That's maybe $200. That's no money for really, really good quality. And for the
that's not much
person who's not running 4K, 1080 by 720 when you're gaming is like, do you game, B? Do you game?
You know what? You just made me think of something. There's a place outside of town, and I drive by it every fucking day to go into town to go to work. And it's a little mom and pop computer shop, and this guy's like 48 or something and is like computer dude, and he does all these refurbs and shit. I should go in there and see if he has 2 screens. I bet you I can get him dirt cheap off of him.
Absolutely fucking dirt cheap. I paid 30.
And you know what? And he's such a nice guy. Guarantee he'll guarantee him for so long. I bet you he's got a guarantee on him.
My last screen, I paid £30 sterling, which is about what, $40, and that's my game screen.
Sure, that sounds about right.
It's pumping out.
I don't know all the conversion rates, but it sounds about
yeah. Right. I need to go to bed. Talking shit now. Nobody gives a fuck.
You should go to bed. And it's not because I don't give a shit what you're saying. It's just because you should fucking go to bed.
Yeah, it's fucking 4 a.m., man.
Man. Go to bed. Is it 4 a.m. there?
Yeah,
it is.
Hey, Math Pig, I love you. You go to bed.
Oh, I go to bed in 1 second when I share one thing, if I can find it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just pretend I'm not here for a minute. I'm going to mute.
Hell, I'm glad that Math Pig's gone. Whew, that guy. Good thing I love him.
Couldn't live with him.
Good thing I love him. Is it still doing that? Oh.
I'm good, actually, so stream should be working, I hope. Try redoing it.
What are you doing?
I'll
fall asleep in the middle of it.
My screen. Don't be looking at all my private porn messages. I'll tell you when to share it, you bitch.
You know what? You didn't say don't share it yet.
That's
you asshole.
Fair point.
Fucking dickhead.
Oh, you're giving me shit. You want me to fucking bitch slap you? Kick you in your left fucking clit. Then
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. Did somebody catch that? Because I can't. Yeah, I can't understand it. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Vanta definitely caught it.
No, I didn't hear anything special there. No. Just some buzz in the background.
Right. I'm now gonna. I'll be back in a minute. Hi, CDN.
Ollie man, what's up?
Yeah, I'll probably give you some
nice
echo in a second.
That's a nice beard. I'll be
Hi,
back.
Ollie. How you doing?
I'm good, but I'm probably giving you some echo. Just let me switch to my headset.
All right, buddy.
I'm going to peace out. I am knackered. So y'all stay safe.
All right. Thanks for
Nice to
coming in,
meet you,
sweetheart. Good
Martha.
talking to you.
Yeah. Pleasure talking to you a lot too. Bye.
Bye, honey.
All right, how's that?
Sounds great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like my new setup. I got to tell you,
Isn't it nice having a nice mic?
it really is actually. Yeah,
I just got fed up with the shitty mics, and I knew I sounded horrible. And I
Yeah.
said, I'm just done with it. It's not even, I'm just going to spend $200 and just get what I want, and fucking got all this accoutrements and the arms and whatever to special attach it to my table that I have. And yeah,
I
It's
was
nice.
on a dozen different shows before I went back and actually listened to one and realized, oh my, I sound horrible.
you know, honestly, I have not, I probably should have by now, but I have not gone back and listened to myself with this new mic. So I have no idea what it sounds like. I just
you
know
sound
it's got to
decent.
be better.
Yeah. So,
It's got to be better than that tinny sound I used to have. So,
so what's been the topics tonight? What did I
oh my
miss?
God, we've talked about everything from nuts to paranormal to crazy, weird, psychotic kind of dreams to how adorable Math Pig's daughter is because, well, she's fucking adorable. Let's see, what else have we talked about?
Super adorable.
Somewhere in there, I think there was some conversation about how amazing I am, but I don't want to get into that. Anyways, the point is that just kidding. The point is that it's been a pretty good conversation. So what's up with you, Ollie? What's new?
We were
What are you
playing
thinking about?
D&D tonight for the first time in like 2 months. We've
Like
been
in
having trouble
person?
getting together. No, this is just on Roll20 and on
Oh.
Discord.
But still,
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
we're in the summer months. I mean, it's hard for everybody to get together. So
it's true.
we got together tonight and we played, and it was a lot of fun. I'm in that campaign. I'm playing one of the weirdest characters I've ever played. I'm half Minotaur, half dwarf, and I run around with a big axe chopping things down. So
Right.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know if you know anything about D&D, but
No, I
it's
do.
fun.
Yeah.
cool.
When we were kids, we used to play, and my brother actually got me, and one of my brothers got me and my other two brothers into it a little bit, and we used to have a blast. I had a 50th level. No, 50th. No, that's not right.
That's more of a video game level.
No, hold on. I'm trying to remember. I think she was 30. Anyways, level thief, and she was an elf, and she had a couple bags of holding, and she had a lot of accoutrements, and but she was neutral good,
Mm-hmm.
which is the top you can be and be a thief, I believe. You can't be totally good or something
It's
like
the
that.
only good. Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
allowed to be lawful good.
Right.
As
Right.
a rogue, you have to
Yes.
break laws.
Exactly.
You steal things.
So I did it like the best I could so I could help people. And I had all kinds of shit going on. So, but my brother was the dungeon master for us for a couple of years. And we would go basically every weekend in the summer and go hang out at our friend's house. And we would do like a 2-day D&D tournament from Saturday morning until we all fell asleep. And then we get up like 5 or 6 hours later, and their mom would feed us like this huge fucking breakfast. And she'd just bring us food and drinks all day. And she thought it was hilarious because we were just so into it. And we would just forget the rest of the world was out there. And we were all like into this fucking game. And he wrote some very amazing dungeons. Like he drew them out and wrote them out. He wrote out his own dungeons after he did a couple.
Oh,
and
I got a tickle trunk in the back room that is
Uh-huh.
full of D&D stuff. It's literally it
Nice.
weighs about 70 or 80 pounds.
Nice.
It's just all full of different paper, and it's going back to when I was like 12, some of it. So
Right. That's
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
always
First got
been
into
one
it.
of those
So-
games that I wanted to play, and I got the starter kit to like begin playing with my family, but just haven't gotten to do it yet.
yeah, the starter.
Anyway,
kit.
so real quick, so the rest of the story was that my one brother, the asshole brother, was playing, and he was just being kind of a dick and like rolling for, just being an asshole. I'm gonna roll for this to fuck with that person. We were like, dude, just stop. That person has nothing to do with what we're doing. This guy doesn't affect us over here. Let's just wait and see what we're gonna do. So he's
look,
trying to
there's a
fuck with this
farmer in
guy.
his field. I'm going to go
So-
steal his pitchfork.
Yeah, something stupid. Right, exactly. Just he had to fuck with everything. So my brother was like, okay, now you're strung up by orcs and you're getting corn cob by a hobgob. And you'll be there for the next 2 turns. Just left him sitting there. Strung upside down by ropes to a tree, and having a hobgoblin was shoving a corn cob up his ass over and over again. Yeah. Left him there for a minute.
Fuck did I come back to?
Pretty fucking funny. We were talking about D&D.
Okay. That makes
Yeah, I
a
used to have
little
fun with
bit of
it
sense.
years ago, but I don't remember all of it, and I've just never had the time to
You-
get back. Now they're seeing somebody, I just, I won't even have
Yeah,
time to
I
do that
would
stuff,
say
so.
if you witness somebody getting a corn cob up the ass, I would repress it as well. It's fine. It's fine. As long as it's not-
No. It
I-
was in a D&D game.
I was going to say, math thing, was that causing you flashbacks from your childhood?
Oh.
No, teenagehood, not childhood. He knew what he was doing. He knew. He knew. That's all I'm saying. He knew.
I found the video of Stool singing me a song, and then I will leave in that. Have you seen it, B? Right. I will share this, and then I will go to bed because it is late. So share screen, sharing screen, sharing audio.
I don't see anything sharing.
B has to hit the button.
Oh, does she? Okay. And she's gone. Well, Tobin, if you're interested in getting into D&D, do you ever go to the ACD server, Discord server?
Yeah,
Are you muted?
I do every once in a while.
Well, we
I
have
haven't been a whole lot, but I will be.
Yeah, well, look me up there, and I'll get you a link to the ACD D&D Discord server. And if you want to join a game, you're more than free to join us whenever we want. We're looking for players in all of our games. So, all right. So, what kind of video
Cool.
are we seeing?
Heck yeah.
Everybody knows Diana?
Vaguely.
Yeah, this was Diana's
Yeah.
channel, and Stool just found out that I was in hospital, so he did this. Oh, that's really
I
low.
can't hear it.
We need volume. Yeah.
That's at 100% in my end. It's because I'm on my fucking. Oh, I don't know why that's so low.
Right click on your speakers and go to the volume mixer.
I can't do anything.
Just whoa. Yeah, in your bar there at the bottom of the screen, go to the right click on your speakers area and go to the volume mixer. No, right click. And turn that's
Fucking stupid touch.
there you go. Go to the volume. There you go. Now, oh, no, it looks like it's already cranked up all the way to full.
Yeah, it's already cranked up. Yeah,
Then I don't know. I'm sorry.
it's I'm on my laptop. The laptop itself. I'll turn that up to 100. We'll see if that makes a difference. And the video is here.
Call to say what is testicles.
I don't know. Did anyone hear that at all? Probably not.
Barely.
Yeah.
I can barely hear it. Yeah,
Don't matter. Don't matter. Wow.
something
I
about one
called
testicle. It'll be
To
fine.
say your testicles.
It was
It's
like
from
a
that song. It's from like the late 70s, early 80s. If
Yeah,
I'm remembering
you see
correctly.
that? Yeah,
I
Tobin's
called
joke. That was
to
the joke.
say-
Stevie Wonder.
I just called to say I love you. I just called to say. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Lionel
man.
Richie.
Let's get it. Lionel Richie. There you go. Right on.
No, somebody already said it. Who said it first? Somebody else said it.
Stevie Wonder. What?
What? Huh? What?
I've been smoking dope all night. You got me now. All right.
Oh man, I must have.
Oh,
smoked
dude, you ain't
I
got that
am
excuse.
fucking stoned to the root. I smoked with 2 grams.
There's only 2
fucking
people here
amazing.
sober, and
You guys
Yeah, I'm
see
not
this
one of
thing
them.
that's right in
Anyways, the
front of my
point
mic
is-
here, right? You see this thing? It's kind of made of cloth. I'm really worried that it's just going to permanently smell like marijuana. No ifs, ands,
Funny
or buts
thing
about
is,
it.
is my pop filter is made out of metal mesh, and it wraps around my mic, so it's nice and sleek and not in the way. And nobody even
Okay.
knows that my mic is just barely below the screen.
Do you have a mic?
So I don't. It's not even in my way at all. It's great.
You got a girlfriend and you got a mic. What the fuck? You need to talk to me more.
You were busy, man. You're busy. You're always streaming, producing, children, losing testicles. You've been a busy guy.
I didn't lose a testicle. It was just squeezed into a
Okay,
bit of
damaged a testicle. Whatever.
Yep.
My testicle is fine. Okay, just clarify. It's fine.
There will be no removal of one of the boys.
So can we ask,
total-
was it the left one or the right one?
It is the right one, man.
It was, no matter how you look at it, Ollie, it was not the right one. It's always the wrong one when something like that
Always the
happens.
wrong one. Yes, yes.
It was
That's
the
painful
right,
shit. It was always the wrong one.
It was the right one, and it swelled till about 3 times the normal size. It was very painful. It was not nice.
If
Sorry.
hurting you is wrong, I
Tobin,
want to be right.
Robin, on Twitter, I sent you the copy of that video that nobody could hear because you're the only person that got the fucking joke. So if you go to Twitter in a DM, you'll see the video and you'll be able to hear it properly. But on that note,
Right on.
going to go to bed.
Matt, Pig, go to bed. I love you, man.
You just
Good night.
Always trying to get rid of me, B. That's two times in a row I joined one of your streams when Diana wasn't here, all right? So I clearly love you now. You happy?
Thank you. I really thought you were just wanting to hang out with Diana. And if Perps was here earlier, I'd think it was Perps. But I feel a lot better about my life right now. Thank you, buddy.
He
You can
doesn't
sleep
want to hang
well,
out
and
with
so will
me.
I.
He never comes on my channel.
He doesn't come on mine either. That's why this is weird right now.
He's the weirdest.
He's come on 4 times in like 2 weeks, and it's just blowing my mind right now.
It's because of the timing.
I know, buddy. That's why I miss your streams, because you're streaming and I'm at the end of my workday.
And then Purple went out of their way to make a stream that was available for the UK people, and I'd spent 2 years adjusting all the streams I watched to Eastern Standard Time, so I can't watch the UK one. Like it's
Yeah. Well, that's why I started doing the midday one, because nobody in the UK could make the later one. So I figured, okay, if I do it at noon my time, that's like their dinner hour.
oh no! At dinner I'm eating food and watching PBS Eons or Microcosmos.
I have thought about doing a stream before, like I don't know. I was gonna try to see if we can get a couple different channels in on it, but doing it on like the middle of the day on a Saturday, in between like
Can't do
scientist Mel and the shit that happens in the afternoon.
Fucking child, God can't do Saturdays.
Yeah, Saturdays is a bad day for me.
Yeah.
God damn it, guys!
Oh,
Matt,
yes,
can go to bed.
Randolph's here, right? I'm away to bed. Randolph's here.
Hey, Randolph.
I was just wondering if maybe we should ask for help with time zones from the flat earthers.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear that shit.
Before Randolph starts flashing his ass at me again, I will leave.
For anyone
Night,
who
Matt,
actually
Pig.
has families, Saturdays
Night.
are not going to work well. So
Hi, Tobin.
Okay.
Hey, Math Pig.
Hello,
Thanks for
Randolph.
your offer to help me get better at videos. I will take you up on that at some point soon.
Definitely do, man, Randolph. Reach out
Yeah.
to me. OBS is a really, really awkward way. I do like the way that you're aiming for that originality with the one bigger screen, the smaller screen and stuff. I can give you that using this hack with a different setup than what we use, and it's just a different way of doing the same thing. So I can still give you that originality if you want with the big screen, the small screen.
Yeah, I want to have, like, when I have one guest, I think it's important that the guest be on the bigger screen. So
Yeah, I do something similar, you know. So
Yeah.
I just make yours a wee bit bigger and all that. We can have the Canada running in the background with a loop, and it's going to take you maybe 2 steps more than what you're doing now, but it won't fail. But it won't fail.
that sounds great. Yeah, I know you've got something to automate getting new people in and updating the screen. I was using OBS Ninja, as you probably noticed, and it seems pretty good actually. So
It's trippy as fuck, though.
yeah,
You can't turn off people, turn on people. You can't limit their size. You can't move them around. It's like, hey, this is the way it is. Deal with it.
okay, yeah. I'll have to find out more what you're talking about, because I found I was able to put them into the places where I wanted to fairly easily. The harder
If you
part
did
was.
try to adjust Dog's original size, you couldn't though.
Oh, okay. I'll have to find out more then. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot to learn, clearly. So, but I do like OBS.
Yeah. Are you using OBS or Streamlabs OBS?
No, just OBS. I'm on Linux. Streamlabs isn't available on Linux.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving the laptop to Linux. Right, on that, Randolph, do reach out to me, man. This Monday and Tuesday, I am off work due to Protestant Day, where we burn ballots and.
It's going to be a next week thing. I won't have time this week, but I can certainly give you advice on the Linux side too, if you want, because I work with this stuff. I run a whole bunch of different Linux servers for a whole bunch of different organizations all over the world.
I'm looking at Pop OS. I think that's the closest to Windows to get me started. But anyway, right. I'll talk to you all later. B, thank you very much. Randolph, as always, good to talk.
Yeah, likewise.
Thank you, Math Pig.
Chat with you, Math Pig. Yeah.
Purple token. Yeah. CDN Ollie Man.
Yeah, CDN stands for Canadian, so it's Ollie or Ollie Man.
Ollie Man.
Yeah, I called him CDN for a long time, and he gave me shit, and I said, my bad. And I changed it to Ollie.
Oh, okay, now I'm confused. What do I refer to you as? Can I call you the nice gray bearded man?
You can if you want. I might not answer that though, but if you call me Ollie or Ollie Man, I'll answer that right quick.
Ollie.
If you add with the Gandalf pipe, he might reconsider answering.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
We're gonna call him Ollie. That's gonna work. Ollie, nice to meet you. I don't know what your connection is.
I love that pipe, man. That's awesome. I don't even smoke.
I genuinely thought for a split second, the way that the light was hitting the top of that there was wrapping and that was a black whip.
Huh.
I've been hanging out with Dave far too long.
My.
That is an awesome looking pipe, though. Yeah.
It's actually blue, not black.
I would like to know the story of how you met B some night, Ollie, because I have no idea who you are, your background, anything at all. So
Neil.
Yeah.
Ollie's always on Neil's panels and after shows.
Yeah.
And then I went on Neil's one of his deconversion stories, and then I ended up talking to Ollie, and we built bullshit in the chat a lot. And here we are. Go to bed.
I'm trying to go to bed. You trying to tell a story? I'm going to bed here.
Have a good sleep, Math Pig.
You asked.
WP.
Good night, everybody.
Do you want to kick me, or do you want to make me feel better to kick me? Go on, kick me.
You
kick
sure?
me.
You sure?
Challenge.
I don't want you. I don't want you to get your feelings hurt. Oops.
Oh, he did it to himself.
No, I kicked him.
There you go.
You know,
the
mark of a true sadist is when a masochist is laying on the floor yelling, kick me, and they say no.
That's right.
That's called
projection. You're welcome.
That's called projection.
No, that's called willpower and being in control.
So Math Pig literally asked for that.
Yes, he did.
Randolph, did you watch that video I shared with you? The disc golf one.
I've watched a few that you sent. If you just sent one recently, I will get to it.
I was just talking about the 4 holes, the playoff for Canada Day. I shared it with you a few days ago.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I've been really busy with client stuff and getting kids to dental appointments, and then getting Neil to the hospital, and so I'm going to catch up on these videos. And yeah.
Oh, it's a good half hour long, so it's a fair sit down and watch. It's not a short one.
Oh, it'll be nice to kind of watch as I get ready to go to sleep tonight. I'll try to do that. I'm actually quite busy right now getting a mail server ready for replacement because one of my large mail servers, I run a number of them, and so this is newer versions of the operating system and stuff on it, and the older one's about 10 years old.
I prefer female servers dressed in scantily clad clothes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, computers, right? Go ahead.
I like what you're talking about. It sounds fantastic. It resonates in the best possible ways. But no, this one is looking after nearly 10,000 user accounts, and so it's one of our main servers. So I have to make sure it happens properly. But I've got it set to be almost a drop-in replacement once I get all the rest of the details sorted out. So.
Yeah, I've heard that from IT before, and then you're down for 16 hours.
No, that doesn't happen with me. I know that happens with a lot of people, but it doesn't happen with me. So, yeah.
All right. Well, good
I
luck
do more
with it.
prep.
Anyway.
I do more prep work though.
I've been getting some work done here to the house over the last week and a half. I got all the siding redone, all the doors replaced, and all the windows replaced now.
You use vinyl
Hey.
siding or something else?
New vinyl siding, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll be putting on
So-
here. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. You got to build from the ground up on those.
Yeah. Well, no, this is a replacement. They just ripped off the old siding and put the new stuff on. The old stuff was in pretty rough shape. This place I live in was made back in 87. This was the same
Okay.
siding from them, so it was in pretty rough shape.
My house
Yeah.
is older, but it didn't have vinyl siding except on the lean-to. So,
Yeah,
So, are you
Compared to
doing that
anything else
yourself?
you can use, the vinyl just goes up so easy.
it does. It does. So
Are you doing this yourself or someone
No,
else?
no, I got a crew doing the work for me. I'm still working my own job. I work at the kitchen table, and I got to tell you, it's so hard to work with them here. One, the type of work I got, if they come into the house at all, I got to lock my computer. I'm not allowed to have them anywhere where they might see something, even if it's just a glance at a screen. Right.
Oh,
So, and then, well, I'm dealing with personal information for clients, right? So I can't let them, right? So,
oh yeah.
but the other thing too is just with the hammering and banging and power tools and stuff like that. 50% of
bet.
my job is making phone calls to people. You just can't do that when that's going on. So it's
No.
Like,
made
hold
it
on,
half
hold on.
impossible to work.
Excuse me, ma'am. Let me put you on hold for a second till let me get in the bathroom. Okay, I'll be able to hear you there. Hold on.
What kind of work do you do, Ollie? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm with the Canada Revenue Agency.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The
Yeah.
confidentiality stuff is important there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so first you have to build a soundproof recording booth so that then they can do the rest of the construction while you're working.
Yep.
Yeah, no. I'll just take the time off that I need to.
We have
Right.
we have a CGA who makes sure that our taxes and everything are right and filed properly and everything. And we don't push limits on things because we just want things to work smoothly. And we find this works well. And sometimes we get some refunds because we make sure that the payments cover everything. And it's better that way. I know some people who push the limits on it and they end up getting audited. And there's one client I had years ago. He told me, oh, you got to shut down your company every couple of years, otherwise you'll get audited. And then one day I'm talking to him, and he's in a bad mood because it turned out he got audited, but not just one company,
yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
And they said because he kept doing this, it was a red flag. It's like, oops.
That's exactly what it's one of the bigger red flags is.
Yeah.
What do you mean? He's got another business and he closed one down? What do you mean? Right?
It's like, oops. So yeah, it's funny. People give a lot of advice about how to get tricky with governments, and I'm thinking, if you just follow the rules, you'll generally be fine.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Just follow the rules.
It's not that hard, and you don't save that much anyway, unless you're doing something crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to bring red flags up too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I just kind of bank on that I'm not smart enough to outsmart any of that stuff, so I've always just kind of taken the easy route and do what I'm supposed to do, what is asked of me.
I don't have
Because-
anything to do with personal taxes. Everything that I'm into is business taxes.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So
it's-
yeah, I find that the privacy stuff you talked about is so important, and
Yep.
I've noticed people in my field. There's quite a lot who just don't take it seriously, and it's a big surprise to me that in this day and age people should be more aware of it. But people are willing to just give out their information willy nilly all over the place.
There's so many scam calls. Like my job has become a lot more difficult over the last couple of years because the pure number of scam calls claiming to be from the damn CRA.
Yeah.
Right. But we're threatening you with legal action, all that type of bullshit, right? It's such a bullshit call. Anybody should be able to see through it. But
Have you had any calls from the scammers claiming to be the IRS and CRA working together?
not yet.
I've had a few.
But every time I receive a call from one of those guys, my typical response is, "Oh yeah, what's your desk number? I'll just come by and talk to you in person about it." They hang up. They just hang up.
Yeah.
They won't even stay on the call with me.
Yeah, several
that's
times a
pretty
year I
good.
get those from the IRS, and I can't get how anyone falls for those.
Well, one good guy
Because I always start, if I pick them up at all, I always start with, okay, who are you calling for? Because if you can't give me the information,
There's one YouTube channel I thoroughly enjoy because this guy, he's so good at acting like a chump, and he wastes so much of these scammers' time, and he gets a lot of these IRS CRA calls. It's called The Hoax Hotel.
Yeah.
And he's just fantastic dealing with these guys. Oh, they get so mad at him once they realize he's just wasting their time.
My only problem is I'm a legitimate call, so I bump into people that do that, and it's like, all right, no problem. If you don't want to go through security, I'll just let you go. We'll send you a letter, right?
Yeah. And then
as
they
soon as-
smarten up pretty fast, hopefully.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I got to ask 3 security questions on an account before I can discuss an account, and they're fairly like at least one of them's got to be hard, you know. So
I had a call from Visa many years ago, fraud department, and so I said, "Okay, what's your extension? I'll call you back." And they gave me a number, so I looked on the website, found that toll-free number, and then I called them back, and they said, "We wish all our clients would be this diligent."
Yep.
Yeah.
Every
And if I had
single
said
person
that to
that
you,
questions
you
me-
would have been okay with it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no. Every single person that questions who I am and why I'm calling, my automatic response is absolutely no problem. Could you please go on the CRA website, look up the phone number for business inquiries? I'm leaving a note on your account indicating I'm trying to reach you. Please call me back after you've confirmed that I am in fact with the CRA.
Yeah, there you go. That's real easy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's how they know you're legit. If you offer something like that and they still don't go for it, then they're just asking for trouble. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, when I actually have had to deal with Social Security here, they do things like they try to go back to driver vehicle records, and they're asking me about vehicles I scrapped 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do anything like that. If my questions at all start to get out into the weeds, I just say, okay, no problem. We'll just not do security questions. I give them a general idea of what it is I'm calling about without any details in it. And if they, I try and get them to call me back with the proper questions to answer the actual questions I'm asking. Right? And if they don't want to do that, then I'll just send them a letter. Right. When they get the letter in the mail that's on the official stationery from our company and stuff like that, and it has all of our contact information and all of their information in it.
It's pretty obvious it's not a scam because the
they
scammers
call you back when they see that letter.
Yeah.
So
the scammers don't even know who you are when they call you up. They want you to tell them how much tax you owe or paid or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like because they don't have the records. Because
and unfortunately, like I'm not calling from collections or anything like that.
Yeah.
The job I do is I see a payment that doesn't belong where it's at, and it's a significant overpayment for whatever it is that they had filed.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what that payment was actually for. And a lot of times it's like, I have no idea what that payment's actually for. I have to call them. So,
yeah. One of my wife's relatives was a Revenue Canada auditor, so
that's a rough job.
Yeah, well, he had the right temperament for it. He was a really easygoing, nice guy. So yeah, I think you have to have that kind of temperament to be able to do that job for a long time.
That in collections, you have to have that easygoing philosophy, right? Collections, I don't envy them. I do not want to work in collections because you're calling people and forcing people to make arrangements with you. And I mean, depending on how far you've let yourself get in, you're basically risking everything you own.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, debt's a serious problem.
Yeah.
And it's been really tough now with this COVID-19 stuff. You've probably seen a bit of an increase in people.
Oh, there's been we have so much relief going on out there.
Oh, I know.
I work GST, HST. We gave everybody an extra like 4 or 5 months to get their stuff together and stuff like that.
That was nice to have, actually. It was helpful to us, although we would have been okay without it because we're pretty well organized for that. But it was still really a nice thing to have. It did help.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
So, but even now, like I mean, I have no idea how many cases I've done in the last 8-10 months where I look at it and say, okay, you made your payments here, here, and here. Before I post this return, I just want to owe you. You could owe a bunch of installment interest just because your payments are so late, right?
Yeah.
But
and if they want to go on a partial payment program over time, that works, right? So
But
Yeah.
with COVID, I know they're doing some interest relief, so you might get lucky, is what I tell them, and then I'll post it and I'll tell them whether or not there's interest or not, right? So,
Yeah. You can't promise anything, of course. It has to be officially
I can't.
decided. But yeah.
The system does everything. I have zero control over it. The people that program the system to do what it does what it does. So
my dad was also a civil servant. He worked at as in the workers' compensation board, and he had he'd get claimants calling up, and that you get all variety of calls. I'm going to guess it's probably the same for you. And when they call you, some are real nice to deal with. Some of them are just really upset and just not easy to talk to. And there's lots of people between. Yeah,
I get that all the time because I work at a doctor's office, and people usually call because they don't feel good or they're pissed off about something.
Yeah.
A lot of my calls go fairly easily, and because I'm talking to people about, hey, we have extra money here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? So as soon as you start going down that line with somebody, they get, oh, really? Okay. What's going on here? What did I do wrong that I paid too much?
Well,
and most of the time it's not. They haven't paid too much. It's they paid the wrong account. They meant to pay their corporate side of their taxes and they paid GST.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what it is most of the time. Something like that.
Yeah.
Right? But sometimes it's no, you just forgot to tell us that you forgot that you made this payment back in this month and you have extra money here. All right, thank you. And they end up getting it back. So
yeah. And then of course they have to use that to apply it to the other account. But yeah.
So like, I mean, they can take that money and say, can you apply it to my other debt, or can you move it forward to next year so that it's already there for me and I don't have to pay as much next year? We don't like doing that a whole lot, though, because they tend to forget about those payments again, and we're just calling them back again next year.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah. Keep it simple. Yeah, we usually just get a check in the mail, or we've never had it where we've underpaid, so that's good at least. I know we're on the right side there. So.
Well, if I notice a payment has been moved forward 2 or 3 times, I'll even say to them, are you sure you don't want this money back? Because we just keep moving it forward for you, and it's just sitting here.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah. So, yeah. Do you have to talk to people in French as well, or?
No, hell no, I can't speak French.
Yeah.
If I could speak French, I'd be making $25,000 a year more. That's the way the CRA is anyway. It's like, well, maybe not 25,000. I've been there that long, but it's definitely a much higher paid bracket than I am. So
yeah. I know they value multiple language, so especially French, because it's official language here in Canada as well as English.
French is the big one, but basically any 2 languages.
Yeah.
Right. Because then, like, if we have a case where we're talking to somebody that they speak Japanese and they don't speak English well, right?
Yeah.
We have a girl that speaks fluent Japanese. So if we
that's
have
like
to,
my
we'll
brother.
just...
My brilliant brother went to second one down in the list, went to school and is finishing up. He went and did an entire Spanish course, like Spanish 4 or 5 or whatever, and got straight fucking A's. And then he went back and started going to school. I believe, how do you say it? Do you say it Lao? Or is it Laos?
How is it spelled?
The country is
Laos. Laos.
Oh, Laos. Yeah.
And then the language is Lao, right? Or is it still Laos?
If there's no S in the end, then it's just Lao.
I can't remember. Anyways, so he's learning that too, because where he had lived at, there was a lot of people that were moving into the areas and spoke that language, and nobody could communicate with him. So he wanted to do, I don't know if he'll ever do it now, but he wanted to do translation for medical.
The toast is done.
That was the air fryer. I'm already eating my dinner.
Oh, we have one of those air fryers. Those are great.
I use it for everything, Randolph.
Yeah, we use it for a lot of different stuff. And I'm a lousy cook, so my wife does that. I do all the prep work and clean up. I can't cook stuff, but I can. If I try to
fair enough.
Water, there's a good chance the pot will catch fire. That's how bad I am at cooking.
I got Sloth Girl one of those 10-in-1 combination fryer things for her birthday last year. So it's
Is that the one that's like a Is it like a convection oven and an air fryer and a?
Yeah, and a slow cooker, and
That's it.
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's
she's
great.
like using the air fryer a lot too, and especially that just to cut down on the calories of so many things she can do with the air fryer and just not have all the oil.
Right. Exactly. That's why I like it so much.
Yeah, we put our kids in French immersion. I'm seeing that Jenny the Apostate's writing that she knows level 2 French.
Uh-huh.
She or he? I hope I got that right. So, apologies.
Level 2 French?
Well, if all else fails, Randolph, just go with they.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It
It's
sounds
safe.
less personal though, but yeah, it's
Well, yeah. That's why when people say, "What are your pronouns?" Because I have the younger people around here ask me that.
yeah.
If they know me, I will tell them be them.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't like the they them. It just sounds weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's got to be something better out there. So I've been trying to come up with my own pronouns.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
There,
fine.
there was a social services clerk in Omaha that found that in the human resources manual, it said that anyone who knew a second language was entitled to something like a 15% bonus.
Nice.
And they went and claimed this because they actually had to go into the head of the department to prove they spoke Klingon.
Oh, snap.
Nice.
Wow.
But it didn't say in there what language, did it?
It just said anyone who knew more than one language.
That's fucking hilarious.
How
guess
did they
you-
test them? Did they have somebody else? Yeah, okay, we got to go find somebody else that speaks
what they'll need
Klingon
to
to
do.
come test
Yeah.
them.
There are Trekkie geeks out there that know how to speak Klingon fluently.
Well, you can buy like a Klingon dictionary, so I think they probably just quizzed him out of that.
Okay.
And there's
That's
also
true. You can.
and there's also people who speak Quenya, the Elven language from Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Oh my god, I want to live with those elves.
Yeah, they've got a nice setup there. That's for
God,
sure.
it was beautiful. Like the woodwork and everything. Fuck,
Yep.
I love that part of that movie.
Really, really.
Now,
well-
I don't understand it, but I kind of pick up bits of that because it is actually based on Finnish. And my mother and my grandparents always spoke Finnish around me when I was growing up.
Oh, okay.
So it's like here and there I can kind of pick up the meaning of a few words.
Right. No, I don't know any second languages. I'm still
Me
trying to
either.
master English. No, I'm kidding.
I
no,
once
don't
knew
know. I've
Pig
just-
Latin really good.
Oh, when I was a kid, don't even get me started, Tobin. That was really, like, I guess you could call that a second language because it's been being used for so long. But we
Okay.
did that all the time. It was like a thing in our house with me and my brothers and my mom and everything. We would talk like that off and on just randomly. Someone would start it and we'd all talk like that for a few minutes and then just go back to talking regular again. And it was just a thing. It was hilarious.
But did you ever actually find any Latin pigs to speak it with?
Yes, actually, I did. In the summer of 1992, right after the solstice of the moon. No, I don't know. I'm just trying to make some shit up.
The extent of my
That-
foreign language skills is I can say I don't understand you in 7 languages. And in every case, I will butcher the grammar so bad it will really drive home the point.
Well, B, what you were saying sounded really interesting. Why did you stop?
Honestly, I do know a good handful of Spanish terms like to generally communicate with someone. I know how to say like good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Welcome, friendo.
The normal thank you. I know a few words here and there for different kinds of foods or whatever. Like I know random stuff, and I can communicate well enough with someone who's Hispanic to make them laugh. At whatever's going on in the situation. That's what I normally do. And I'll just make fun of something, whatever's going on, and then use like one Spanish word in it, and they die fucking laughing because they know that I'm fucking trying and I don't know shit. But yeah, no, I'm learning more the longer I'm out here because that's all that's around us is natives and Mexicans. So
I've heard some people say that Spanish is the official second language of the U.S., and I don't think it is. It's not like how we do it in Canada.
Damn near is. Wait.
Yeah. I've heard.
Yeah, no, I'm telling
Here
you,
in Texas, there's definitely parts of town that it is mostly Hispanic.
It's not enshrined in the Constitution, though, that requires government provide services.
No,
but
you run into so many Spanish-speaking people that it is something that I even know enough to where I can pick up on it reading better than I can hearing it. But
well, yeah, because they say it so fast, it's hard to catch what they're saying.
It's not in the federal Constitution, but in most states, they have mandated government agencies that all documents have to be printed in at least those two languages.
See, it's the opposite here in Canada. It's at a constitutional level here for us, and we have that you can get your service from federal governments in all the federal government agencies. You can get your service in French or English. It's guaranteed. And even in the school system, it trickles down to all the provinces and all the municipalities that if for the French immersion, if your kid is in French immersion, they all the siblings have an entitlement right to getting French immersion starting from the same grade that the other one did.
Right.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup.
Yeah. Well, it's, even here in Minnesota, we're right on the Canadian border, and it's still, you're going to find people speaking Spanish in any neighborhood you go to.
Yeah.
What messes me up though is there's also different dialects, and not all of it jives together. So, if I'm talking to somebody from Cuba, it messes me up because it is different.
You mean more than just accents? You mean actual dialects?
I don't even know how to explain it because I don't know enough Spanish to really pick up on those nuances, but I have tried to speak some of what I know to others, and they don't understand me.
Well, each of the Latin American countries will have their own unique dialect of it, so it just depends where the people came up from.
So the words are pronounced quite differently then? Like complete different pronunciations?
In some cases, it's completely different words.
Wow.
But I can tell you this. The population of Hispanic people that are all under 50, I'd say, 50 is probably a good middle line there, they all speak fluent English. But they will pop right over and throw some Spanish at somebody and then look back at you and speak English. It's just fluid for them because they've been doing it their whole lives, But where we would have to pause and switch languages, they just don't have to. And it's crazy to me because we have the hardest language to learn. You grow up speaking Spanish, then you go to school and they teach you English. Like, holy fuck, Well, you're learning this shit now.
The saving grace.
But no, but most people these days that are Hispanic and under the age of 50-ish are bilingual.
The saving grace with English is that you can be pretty sloppy about it and still get by just fine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Not all languages are like that. So we can put up with a lot of sloppiness and a lot of incorrect usage and still understand people.
Yep. Right.
Yeah. So we're French. It's not so easy, apparently.
No.
Well, this is how it is for everybody. Any language that you're not familiar with, that people speak quickly, like Americans and Hispanic and Latina descent people in general, any kind of Hispanic descent. All of those people are, we're also used to it. We hear the other person talking, and to us it sounds like, think really hard if you didn't know what I was saying, and I said something really quick like this, so you wouldn't understand a goddamn word of it, because it's all blended together. But because we're so familiar with the words and the pronunciation of the words, we can pick it apart at the very least. But they're like, what the fuck did you just say? I'm just learning English and I'm not going to understand that shit, and it's the same way,
You know,
So
accents
it's just familiarity with the language itself. Period.
accents
you know?
confuse new learners as well. So if you're familiar with the language, you can usually figure out the accents pretty good. But if it's not your first language, accents make it very difficult.
Well, yeah. Well, every area that you can live in has its slangs too.
Oh yeah.
So you can talk to one guy in Mexico and he talks like this, and the other guy on all the way down on the south end, he lives on the north end. They have different slangs, just like we do. You know, different nicknames for things or words shortened or whatever.
Yeah, actually, like
So.
with in the Chinese language, there's over 700 different dialects, but the writing's the same for everything. And and there's about 57 dialects that are mostly actively used and maintained today. And the others, they're still around, but they're not really that common. So it's just the way things go. But like in Cantonese and Mandarin are two examples. Mandarin's the official dialect for the whole of China, and it's pretty much the de facto standard everywhere. But I'll pick Cantonese because there's an interesting difference between Mandarin and Cantonese. That in Mandarin, there's one way to say thank you, xie xie, but in Cantonese, there's two different ways to say thank you. One is mgoi, and the other one is doje. Doje is typically used for when somebody gives you a gift, and mgoi is just all the other kind of way of saying thank you. But in Mandarin, it's just xie xie for both of them. So that's
right.
another
Exactly. Good example. Yes.
Breaking off and changing slightly with different dialects.
Right. Right. That's just like, you know, we all speak English, right? We speak English here. They speak English over there, but yet not the same words a lot.
Yeah.
And they say things absolutely different because see, the problem is we love to stick these and A's and ands and stuff in where a lot of the other languages are like, we don't need that shit.
Chinese really has very little of it. Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
So for us, we're putting all the thes and ands in it, and they're just saying it, and we're like, what? And then if you think about it for a second and know what they're saying, you know, like I'm talking to Math Pig. When I first started talking to him, it would fuck me up sometimes because he would say some things, and I'd go, wait a minute, what'd you just say? And I'd think about it and flip these two around and put a the in there, and I'd go, oh, you know, I'm going to hospital. What?
Yeah.
You know, here everybody says, you know, like
the hospital.
The hospital, or I'm going to take the left turn, you know, or I'm going to left turn. We don't do that. So it fucks us up. But that's how it originally was. We were the ones that bastardized that shit and changed it when we brought it over here.
And if we want to be less specific, we'll say a left turn or a hospital. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Exactly. Right. But it's never, there's always got to, what is that called? Like a conjunction or something? I don't know. Anybody? Randolph disappeared. Okay, now we know Randolph's weak spot. It's grammar. Okay, cool. No, I'm kidding. No, seriously though, I'm going to end this here in a minute anyways. Go ahead.
No, I was
family who don't want to be on camera. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine, Randolph. I was letting Purple.
No,
ahead,
grammar and punctuation and English language are kind of strong for me. So
Randolph, you came back and Purple was trying to talk. Go ahead, Purple.
Sorry about that. Purple.
You were asking what that was, and I was thinking the article. You know, if you put the a or the in.
Article. Yeah, it's an article. You're right. It is an article. Thank you. I can't remember that shit.
But
I think our
it's not a whole
like
article.
ands and or.
But it's not a whole article of hundreds of words.
No, it's just called. It's a article.
Yeah, the
and
usage
article.
of our language, we use the same word for different things. It's just it leaves a lot of opportunity for puns.
Yep. It's also a lot of why we have trouble understanding the British.
And then in the legal industry, they use the word articling when somebody is training to become a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's a language. It's not even bastardizing, just bastardizing other languages. Bastardizes itself. It's like English is fantastic.
In the U.S., if you hire a solicitor, you could get thrown in jail. In the UK, you hire a solicitor to get you out of jail.
Yes. Yes. That's absolutely right.
And here in Canada, it works both ways.
Yeah. It's the truth. That is the truth. All right, guys, I'm gonna kill this. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'm
go
falling
wind
asleep
down and
too.
shit.
Okay.
So everybody on the panel, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate the conversation in your minds. And I always appreciate that you guys are willing to jump in and give a good bullshit session with some brains attached to it. So I appreciate that. Everybody in the chat, you know I appreciate all of you and the continued support, and it means a lot to me. So thank you for that.
Tobin, we didn't get to talk too much. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's okay, Randolph. Actually, I need to talk to you soon anyways. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and have some peace in your life.